Howard are the two women, Amy Lynn on the left, the Tempest on the right, who posed with him for cover shots that were rejected by the publisher as too racist. Thank you.
Geraldo's still talking? Sounded like he was going for a while there, didn't it?
Yeah, he goes on for quite some time in his introduction, sometimes the whole show.
Yeah. I hear him talking, the crowd's applauding. I don't think anyone hears him.
He won't stop.
Yeah.
He's got things to say.
Well, I have a good idea. Let's take a break. All right, we'll take a break and we'll be back right after these words.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Waiting for the dogs to bark. All right, good. There you go. I like music with dogs. That's my thing.
Musical dogs.
Musical dogs are the best. Those dogs think better than I do. That's the sad part of it all.
On key and on time.
So much going on that I want to talk about. First of all, whenever I see those marathons on TV with, with the running 27 miles, I have to laugh because I've never seen people who look more disgusting and not skinny in a good way. Skinny, emaciated, little tiny Mexicans and
little tiny Mexicans.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable.
Little tiny Africans.
Yeah, and everyone looks like they're dying. And in fact,
and people are.
3 people died, or 2 did.
2 did. One's hanging in there.
Yeah, they had heart attacks. Of course, you have a heart attack. Let me tell you something.
One was in his 20s, wasn't he?
Yeah, the human body is not meant to run for 26 miles. It's not. It's not built that way.
Look, I saw, you think the marathon is crazy. Last weekend, I just happened to have one of those sports shows that goes on forever and shows you different sporting events.
Did you see the triathlete?
No, they had a 100-mile race.
Yeah. You see, this is when people get nuts. Well, you know what? In a way, I mean, it's sad when people die, but it's good for the sport because maybe people start to realize that that's no laughing matter.
Not everybody can do that.
Have you ever spoken to anybody who's actually run a marathon? Even if they train for it, even if you train for it.
They bleed.
Diarrhea for 3 days.
Really?
You bleed.
You bleed when you urinate?
Why?
Because it
rattles your kidneys.
Your body was not meant to run 26 miles, even if you train.
Yeah.
Why would anybody do it?
Because they're retards. They don't even get paid any money for it.
Soreness for like a week. Really.
I'll tell you why people do it, because their weight, they want to look thin, so they do it. And that's what it's all about,
Well, you don't have to run a marathon to do that.
Yeah, but they think you do. Because they love to eat, lots of pasta.
So they got to run 26 miles from that food they want to eat?
Yeah. It's just a mess. Like that little Mexican guy who won, he's a freak in that he can do that stuff and do it so fast. Don't forget the guy's doing, what is he doing, about 5-minute miles the whole time?
Yeah, I mean, to do it in 2 hours and something.
Yeah.
Howard, historical perspective, the first guy who ever ran a marathon ran it and then died.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. It's absurd. It's a nutty thing.
And why did a bunch of people follow him? You have to wonder.
In fact, the guy Tom's talking about it was in the Olympics, and he couldn't make it to the finish line, so everyone carried him across it, and then he died.
And then he died. Good.
No, actually, that's not the historical story.
Oh.
The story is there was a guy who ran from one battle to tell the people in Athens that they'd won. He got there and died.
Come on. There you go. Thank you, Tom.
Well, mine was an Olympic story. I apologize.
How does Tom know that?
He was there.
Tom was there.
Tom is very little stress. He's been here forever.
Yeah. He's 130 years old. Well, anyway, so I watched, and then that little African woman that won, she odd-looking. With a big giant head and a little skinny body of a young girl.
Well, at least she had muscles.
Oh, she only had muscles because there was nothing left on her. I don't know what that was.
There was nothing else.
She was hideous to look at. So asexual. And that's what that's about, too. Like, these men and women like to be asexual. There's a problem.
Well, the women don't have periods, I'm sure.
Right. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the only good thing about running for 26 miles. No period.
Well, don't you remember when the big story of the marathon every year was how Greta Weitz ran the last 13 miles with diarrhea and toilet paper hanging out of the back of her shorts?
Because as she was running, she was dooting.
Oh, do you remember how she used to be pulling at them to loosen them up after a little accident?
Imagine being in a sport where you have to make in your pants in order to win.
And you keep running.
And it's accepted.
Yeah.
People congratulate you for that.
She ran through the streets of New York with diarrhea.
Dripping.
Dripping.
Nobody says, hey, maybe you shouldn't run anymore.
Yeah, like maybe it's not worth it.
She should have had one of those bags on her that they have on the handsome cabs.
I can dig it if you got done and you were a millionaire, like in the football or something, but it just doesn't work. There's no reason to run. Would you trim your mustache?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, oof. That is disturbing.
Oh, you noticed it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible that you noticed.
It just accents his upper lip.
Maybe that's why I've been looking at his lips so much today.
Did you notice, too?
Well, it looks like he inflated his teeth more.
I know, yeah. Whenever Gary trims that mustache, the teeth get bigger and the gums and the lips.
There's nothing he can do in that area that doesn't...
Shouldn't be... It's like... forget it. I was going to draw the analogy, but when you trim your hedges...
Yeah.
But I don't want to get into the whole thing. It makes your lawn look bigger.
Yeah.
Hey, Stuttering John cut off all his hair?
Every bit of it.
What?
When am I going to get to see that?
Let's bring him in now. Come on in.
He got a crew cut.
He looks like a Marine. He looks like... you know what? He looks like Henry Rollins.
Well, I knew he was going to do it. But I
know he'd been talking about doing something with his hair. But...
Wow, man.
Wow.
You know you look better?
You
think so,
do.
too.
What?
I think it looks great.
It does.
I look like a good-looking guy.
Almost.
Hey, just have to hell with it, man. Getting tired of it.
Yo, man, you got to lose some weight because your double chin is huge.
I know. I got to lose weight. What's the next step?
Johnny, you sweating again? He's always sweating.
Yeah, man, what's your problem, dude?
No, I have moisturizer on my face.
Why, you got a crew cut?
Yeah.
First it looked like you just pulled your hair back in a ponytail.
I actually saved the ponytail. I was going to come in and keep it in the hat and just take it off.
Who did that to you?
Ben Hameen.
Where'd you go to do that?
Just my friend's friend.
Oh, is he a hair guy?
Yeah.
And you just say cut off all my hair?
I said shave it all off, yeah. So you shaved it.
So does it feel great?
Yeah, it's just kind of weird because I go in the shower to and there's nothing there, you know.
And the best part is that you blow dry your hair in like a minute now.
He doesn't even have to blow dry his hair.
No, I don't blow dry. I never blow dry it anyway, though.
He's got a crew cut. I don't know.
Well, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks okay, but it's sort of like, where's your identity, you know?
My identity.
Now you look like
if it was on my hair, if it was in my hair, then it's
now you look like every other douche.
Well, actually, Howard's going to help me on interviews now because nobody is going to recognize me.
Yeah. If you open your mouth.
For the job.
Yeah, he did it for his career.
One thing when he had all that hair, you didn't notice how much he twitches.
Yeah.
Because you always thought it was all hidden under the hair. Wait till you see. Watch him a while. It's pretty frightening.
You mean there's new things to see?
Oh, there's a whole new.
There's a whole new thing.
I don't know.
New business.
You can't stand still.
Yeah, it doesn't look that different, actually, because you always had your hair pulled back. Anyway.
Yeah, that's why I've seen it so much pulled back that I liked how it looked, so I said the heck with it. It was funny because I was at the Jet game and not one person knew who I was. You know?
Really?
So, yeah, it's kind of cool, you know.
Jet game was kind of cool, but every time something cool happened, I got a phone call and I missed it.
It's a great game.
I couldn't believe they won that game because I tuned in once and
they were doing
behind.
bad. They scored early with a field goal.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Then they were down about what was the score? 14. No,
14-3.
14-3.
Yeah.
And it looked real bad.
I'm not going to watch that.
Did you see them pound Jim Kelly into unconsciousness for a few minutes?
Well, they were really getting in on him pretty good.
And BB, they pounded.
Yeah, two guys had to be, but Kelly took it bad.
Saturday night, did you watch the fight?
And that was great.
Wasn't that great?
Didn't that look fixed, though?
It did, though.
Oh, God.
As soon as it happened, I said to my wife, boy, did that look fixed. But I was going to tell you something, man. That guy's lights were out, and there was blood rushing out of his mouth.
Blood coming out of his mouth?
I mean, it was bubbling.
Plus, I'll tell you something about that guy, Michael Moorer, the guy who was fighting. He is like the most unmotivated fighter I've ever seen. When he beat Evander Holyfield, it was almost like he wasn't trying. It's just Evander Holyfield was so out of it. I mean, I never saw a guy who was like, and even after
Evander Holyfield had a heart problem.
Even after a 45-year-old man kicked his ass, he was like, hey.
I'm going home to see my son.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Hey, that's the breaks.
It's not such a big deal.
I can't believe how...
Well, I'll tell you something.
How sad the state of affairs is in boxing that George Foreman can win.
He shouldn't have even been in the ring.
I know.
But did you see who's getting ready to fight him? Larry Holmes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Larry Holmes is 45.
Wait a second. Wasn't that the championship fight in 1976?
Yeah, well, they're going to go at it again.
That's so stupid.
But I once heard, some famous boxing guy say if a guy has a knockout punch, that stays with him all of his life.
Really?
So even an 80-year-old man who had a knockout punch could knock you out if he gets the shot at you.
Were you watching it?
Yeah, and that guy just kept standing in front of Foreman asking for it.
I thought I was the only guy watching it. That's why I'm surprised to hear you guys are watching it.
I kept going back and forth. Like, I kept going to the news, And then I said, this fight's so dull, because it was really dull up until the, to the punch.
Really? I didn't think it was that dull.
Well, George Foreman did not look great.
No, but I mean, it was kind of. I was waiting for George Foreman to go down. It looked like he was going to get rocked.
He took a couple of good punches. He was 30 pounds lighter than most of his fights.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No, that was trim for him.
It was hard to get excited that he had won. I mean, it was like, he's the world heavyweight champion?
He's a 45-year-old man.
It was pretty funny.
And he's sitting up there, and his lip is all blown up.
Yeah.
He's all beaten up. He's got to wear dark glasses.
It was a great
for
fight.
his press conference.
You think of the champ as like this big guy, hulking, and then you just think of George Foreman's Meineke commercials, and you think how goofy he is.
Yeah.
But not only that, did you see the contrast of George Foreman when he was a great boxer?
Right.
And you saw his arms and that body, and you see this big, fat old man who's standing there now.
It works. And what's funny is he gets pounded and lives, and 3 people run, and they die. And running's supposed to be healthy for you.
Did you see what happened to George's brother? They had to carry him out.
Yeah, that was funny. George Foreman's brother passed out in the ring.
Now, he wasn't fighting.
No. He just couldn't believe that his brother had won.
But that says something when your own brother passes out because you can't believe it.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
The funniest part about being at the Jet game, is that the people I was in the front row, and everyone's yelling at the coach like they just go off on the guy.
Yeah, because he's so young.
And he hears them. They go, "A touchdown this time, you wimp!" And he hears you, and he has to wave at you, and everyone's like, and it's really funny.
How'd you get in the front row?
Like a friend of mine.
Who was that?
One of my stockbroker friends,
He had a front row seat at the Jet game?
How he flies to every Jet game, wherever they're playing. Like he's going to Minnesota this week.
Really?
Yeah, he's a total fan. And he sits there and goes, yes, and gets them all crazy.
He must. And under your arms is all wet, man.
Dude, that's anti-perspirant.
Yeah, well, why don't you just shave the hair? As long as you're cutting hair off your body,
I should, yeah.
Cut the hair under your arms.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut hair in other places too. Everywhere, on my arms. I'm gonna shave my chest.
Really?
I don't know. Let's see.
Don't show
He's
me.
going all hairless.
John's.
Well, wear sleeves.
Yeah, I know. I got to start jogging now. I got a new apartment, has a gym, so hopefully I can.
So what did your girlfriend think of your crew cut?
She hasn't seen it. No one saw it yet.
What do you mean?
You guys are the first ones, As far as friends and stuff.
What, weren't you with her over the weekend?
I left her on Sunday morning. I just said I'm going to get a haircut. I didn't tell her I was going to do this.
Yeah.
So she doesn't even know about it.
I'm telling you, Howard, John's new girlfriends are his stockbrokers. He courts them. He's been bringing them around here.
Hey, man. That's what you got to do.
Well, they make him money.
He brought a new guy around the other day. It was like his new girlfriend. He introduced him to all of us.
And you know what they do? I think they give him some kind of preferred treatment.
Right.
Because he brings them around and stuff. Yeah.
No, that's not a stupid deal.
No, good for John.
No, he's making money.
Good for everybody, Jackie just made a lot of money with this guy.
Oh, yeah? What'd you make, Jack?
We went out and let him take us to lunch.
Jackie just made $5,000.
Did he?
And one trade, so did Robin.
So what about me?
You don't trust me anymore, man.
What are you talking about?
You told me you don't want to play anymore.
Dude, you
John
did.
introduced me to the guy.
You got to give the guy money.
No, John introduced me to the guy, and he says, "Hey, you got some for Gary?" And the guy goes, "Yeah." And then they went to lunch, and that was the end of that.
No, actually, you probably.
But you got to give John some money, and he'll trade for you.
You got to pay him by Wednesday.
You mean it's guaranteed locked that he gets $5,000?
This guy has not made one bad call yet. It's amazing. I watch on my computer. He goes, "Watch, man, this thing will be up to 9 by Friday." I said on Wednesday it's at 7, Thursday it's at 8, and Friday it's at 9.
One day you just have to meet. I never met any of these guys.
Yeah.
So my assumption is that they're all like in their early 30s in pinstripe suits and everything. This guy walked right out of the mafia. This new guy I brought up the other day.
Yeah.
He's about 5 foot tall, a crew cut. And he was wearing like this leather jacket with fringes and stuff. It's just not what.
He doesn't wear a suit to work.
It doesn't look like the kind of guy you want to hand money over to.
Was that the stockbroker?
Yeah.
I saw him as I was leaving.
He looks like he's wearing football shoulder pads. He literally does. Literally does.
Is he in the gym all the time?
No, but he used to be. He's a stocky.
One of those short guys who builds up.
Everything.
One of those short guys who builds his body.
So it's hard to give your money over to the dude.
Oh, it's difficult.
He has to work by phone.
Yeah.
He loves you, Robin. He's totally turned on by you.
Well, there you go, Robin. Lucky you.
I'm lucky. I'm so lucky.
Lucky you. You not only get to invest in them, but you get to sleep with them.
Wow.
Good for you. Mighty might.
My superhero.
Fred, what about you? You're not in on any of this?
No, I am not in on this.
Don't want the money?
No, I don't think so. I'll count my pennies.
That's right. There you go.
I don't think Fred could deal with if I made him money.
Why?
I don't know, John.
I don't know. He's the only one who seems like he just
nothing to do with it.
thinks it's all a scam or something.
Well, I did.
Oh, it is.
It is, but who knows what's going on. As long as you keep making money, nobody cares. No one's going to investigate. All right, I got to take a break, and then I got a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about. But first, the break. Just talking about the weekend. So I'm in my house Saturday, and I was talking to somebody on the phone, a friend of my mother's who wants to get into show business. And
An older woman?
No, young woman.
Oh.
What is that noise? You don't hear that?
The hiss?
No, it's a hum.
Oh, I call it a hiss. I hear it.
Drives me nuts every day.
No.
You hear it?
Oh, there it is. What is that? What machine is that?
It's just all the equipment I sit next to every day, and I'm sure I'm getting cancer from all this equipment. I mean, it's got to be giving off some kind of... It's got to be giving off some sort of energy, you know what I mean? It's right by my leg.
You're sitting right in the arc.
Yeah, well, look what I'm sitting next to. You ever see what I sit next to?
No, I don't go over there.
It's like a whole wall of equipment, monitors and junk. Let me see what... Oh, here's where it's going.
It's the cart machine.
Oh.
Wow, listen to that. We can't get new cart machines, huh?
No, those aren't broken.
I got better cart machines in my house. Listen to that. You hear that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm in an electric field. I'm telling you, between the stuff at my legs and the stuff up here, I've heard quieter leaf blowers. You know, leaf blowers are quieter than our cart machines?
Well, I was sitting there. I liken it to, you know, the constant hum of a motor as you're in the space shuttle.
I just know that can't be right. Because it's so distracting.
Especially when they're not running. They're idling.
Yeah, I know. Well, let's see. Maybe I could... Yeah, just make it... Yeah, I know. They're not running at all. You have cart machines in your house. Do they sound like that?
I don't have cart machines, but electric equipment just shouldn't make noise unless they're being...
You do, too, have cart machines. I've seen them. What's the thing you use for that 922 wine number?
No, that's computerized now.
Oh, is it? You mean you got better equipment than this?
Of course.
You
can't live in the dark ages, Howard.
You wouldn't be sitting around with cart machines for that.
Scott and I were working on a project the other day in the studio, and we were both...
In this studio?
No, in the production studio, talking about how we need a digital workstation. You know, he's like, we need a digital workstation. Yeah. I was reading commercials, and every time I make a mistake on a commercial, that means Scott has to go back, rewind the tape, and edit. Oh, here he is. Here's Scott, the engineer. A digital workstation would mean you could just edit everything by computer and not use tape. Right?
Right.
Do you rap about digital workstation that would cost, what, about $30,000, and every radio station has one except ours?
You just did it.
Well, do it the way you do it, in that monotone, that boring, whiny monotone.
We need a
digital
workstation.
Tell me about this digital workstation that I need.
Well, I mean, it would speed up production immensely. I mean, the quality is 10 times better. And it's just, you know, it's the 90s.
Right.
We're in the 70s with our equipment.
I was doing commercials the other day, and when I get annoyed, he's got to go back, and then... You want to hear me getting annoyed? This is a great one.
I was just thinking, Scott said we're in the 70s. Well, so is our music, so...
Maybe it's classic.
Our music's older than that. Equipment, classic music.
Here I am doing a commercial and getting mad at the commercial. Right. I forget why I got mad at this one. Why did I get mad? Because it was written poorly.
Reason.
Yeah,
it was just irritated.
It was just written poorly. I was recording about 25 commercials in a row because I do commercials for all the stations that were on around the country, and I started getting nuts. It is a proven industry. 20 hours a day of talking, no rest for the goddamn weary. I can't get them to quit with these commercials already. God damn it. I hate this. I want to blow up a goddamn building when I read these. And it got worse.
You're like an angry Arab when you read commercials.
I turned into an angry terrorist.
I'm telling you, sitting in there when he's doing commercials is brutal.
Oh,
it is.
I put my head down. I don't look at him. I just let him go off. I mean,
because it is horrible, isn't it?
The new move now is when you say you're going to do commercials, everybody just clears out. Nobody wants to go with you. Nobody wants to be there.
It really sucks.
It used to be, hey, you want us to... No, that's all right. Howard's going to do commercials. Let him go.
I did a survey. All terrorists are former disc jockeys who had to read live commercials. You know what it is? It's like after you get off the air and you've done 5 hours of nonstop talking, then you go into a studio and you're looking at 20 pieces of copy.
Yes, and it's none of the stuff you really want to talk about.
No, I mean, I'd be more than happy to talk about some cool stuff, but I don't want to be reading about, Bob's car sale.
And all the copy is very poorly written.
It's all poorly written, and it's all local guys who insist on having their name mentioned 20 times in the commercial.
Unbelievable.
You got to go see Bob because he's got the best price. And when you see Bob, tell him Howard sent you, and tell him how. And they all have the same stupid idea.
And it's 60 seconds of one sentence.
Right.
It never
over and over again. It's all one long sentence.
Scott has it down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I go nuts. I critique the commercials and the writing as we go along.
It's funny because once in a while you play these tapes of you going off like this.
Yeah.
When I was in New Orleans, I went on the air with them. And in between the interview, I was listening, as we were about to come back in, and all of a sudden there was one of these commercials with you reading. I was just waiting to hear you start cursing. I was like, New York pizza is the best.
And then, I cut out the cursing for the finished product. Although something tells me I should leave it in.
Well, that's what Scott has to spend so much time editing. If it was digital, he could just take that right out.
That's right.
And each time you hear that full bleep, isn't that what word am I using? The F word?
Yes.
Yeah. I can't tell what it is. It just sounds like a beep.
I know.
But where's the F?
It's
can't
gone.
say the F?
It's gone.
Tom has a problem with F?
Yes.
Robin, tell everyone what you were watching on Sally Jesse Raphael.
Sally Jesse Raphael on Friday, and she had a show on about men who love strippers and their wives, and who don't like them to go to strip clubs.
Yeah.
So there's no no reason in the world that anybody needs to see this show. It's not teaching anybody anything. It's just a salacious show. She's got strippers on. She's got husbands on. She's got tape of them going to see strip clubs, and they were using the word TNA with not initials or abbreviations. They were saying the words outright. T-bar.
Yeah. TT-bar. That you could say. That you could say on Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yeah. And no bleeps.
No bleeps, nothing.
No nothing.
Over and over again.
I heard it at least 3 times, and nobody stopped. Nobody said, please use another word. They just let it go.
Now, you got to understand something. If I use the T word for female breasts, I'm going to be fined over $1 million. And the station's license is going to be pulled.
So that's on at like 3 in the afternoon?
Yeah,
3 in the afternoon.
When kids are getting home from school.
Oh, well, please. I walk into my kids' room all the time, and they always are watching Sally Jesse Raphael, and I'm like, wait a second. Kids, turn that off. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand why I can't get any help on this.
You just said what people refuse to do.
Right.
Protect their kids from watching these programs.
Scott, what do you... Could you just shut up? When did you become such an activist?
I'm not. I'm just...
You don't understand.
Well,
this is what
everybody does.
When did you become such an activist? Why don't you go smoke
to talk at home?
Yeah, right.
I took off my
all weekend.
He's verbose here.
Yeah, all weekend he doesn't get to talk. His wife keeps him quiet.
Yes, dear.
He gets in. Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. I'll pick up the milk, dear. Yes, I'll take my hair off, dear.
I think you hit on
He's got an opinion on equipment, on television.
Everything. Gets in here, suddenly he's a ball of fire. Been gagged all weekend.
It's 600 medicine. I get my tongue back.
What do you mean, dear? Oh, it's so funny. So anyway, so Robin sees it. So I'm sitting at home Friday trying to decompress. Robin doesn't often call me, but she calls me up on the phone.
I had hit the ceiling.
She goes,
I still hit the ceiling with
I'm
me.
sitting at home, and I'm just trying to unwind. And Robin goes, Howard, I'm watching Sally Jesse Raphael. Guess what they're saying on there? Guess what they're doing on there? And guess... I went,
Help your weekend.
No, I was out of my mind. I couldn't believe it.
I joined the club. Now I'm out of my mind.
Well, I sit here, too, trying not to get upset about what's happening to us. And when I saw that, it didn't help.
Well, I went out of my mind after your call. I got all charged up. Just started running around. But,
I don't know why we're sitting here shackled.
Yeah. The government keeps fining me, but nobody else is doing anything. Such a goof. And where's Clinton in all this? Where is he?
To save his own neck.
Yeah. He's disappointing me on a regular basis. And speaking of politics, I might as well do my little political rant here. It's really interesting to me that George Pataki is going up. The guy running for governor here in New York is going up in the polls, and not one newspaper credited us. What has changed since he was down about 14 points in the polls.
Yeah,
from
15.
15 to 20, actually.
Yeah.
He started calling into our show. We threw in an endorsement and been talking about how people should vote for Pataki, and now he's up to within 4 points.
Right. It's a dead heat, essentially, statistically.
Yeah. Now, in other words, the same guys were supporting him. All your conservative radio guys had always been supporting him all along. Everything was going along as usual. And the only difference that I could see in the whole damn campaign was that we threw an endorsement. So now he's within 4 points, and I've yet to see anybody credit us.
Well, they didn't do it with Christy Todd Whitman either until after the election.
Yeah, it's weird.
People started writing about it.
It's weird. Well, he's going to win, and he better not forget us either.
Oh, I don't think he will.
No.
I have great faith in him.
Yeah, me too. I don't think he will either. I actually don't think he will forget us, and I believe I will be a commissioner.
I was quite impressed with him and how he handled himself when we talked to him.
Yeah, so was I. Well, you know, listen, I think people are coming to their senses. What happened is this guy Giuliani, who I happen to think is a good mayor, he went ahead and endorsed Cuomo.
But that was some kind of political thing he's working on for himself.
Yeah, well, you understand why he did that. Giuliani wants to badly be the governor in 4 years. If he endorses Cuomo in 4 years, that means he's the governor. If Pataki gets in and does a good job, Giuliani will be stuck being the mayor for another 4 years.
That's right.
So that's what's going on over there.
It has nothing to do with you.
And also Giuliani hates Senator D'Amato, and they have a war going, and that's a whole different thing. But as far as I'm concerned, here's the bottom line. First of all, Pataki's doing something really good. He's going around talking about how Mario Cuomo made sure that murderer from Oklahoma came here. After I brought it up to him, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Now he's using it as a campaign issue. It's hitting people. Cuomo went out of his way. Listen to this. The governor of New York went out of his way to import a murderer here so he wouldn't get the death penalty in Oklahoma. Why this guy had to stick his nose into this, I don't know. I mean, let's say he's against the death penalty. That much I understand. Okay, I understand that argument. There are people who feel the death penalty doesn't do anything. Fine. But why Cuomo had to go out of his way and get a guy here so we could support him for the rest of his life? The man murdered an 80-year-old man. He strangled him in cold blood and then came here and did the same exact crime so that he wouldn't have to go to Oklahoma and be in the death penalty. Why would Cuomo make this an issue? All the important issues that this guy has to deal with. Businesses are leaving New York like crazy, and this guy, this Cuomo, has to make an issue out of bringing a murderer here. No one will ever be able to explain that to me.
That's he's saying, though. Been governor.
There's a guy who ought to vote for Cuomo.
Of all the people out there who need help, that's the one person he saves.
Can you imagine? I mean, where do you come off helping this person?
Wasting any time at all.
Oklahoma wanted to murder him. Okay, that's the end of it. He's going to now make a crusade. I mean, what possesses this guy?
Why he had to get into it at all, I don't understand.
Then, I mean, so if you want more of that, you have to vote for Cuomo. I personally am not afraid. I think most people don't want to vote for Cuomo. They're afraid to vote for Pataki because they're afraid of change. People get nervous. And I say, I'm, again, reading this guy's credentials. This is a guy who got himself a scholarship to
Yale,
and then went on to Harvard. He did his master's at Harvard.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
Because I know he went to Columbia Law School.
Something about Harvard. Let's stick with Harvard. I think it was Yale and then something with Harvard I read over the weekend. He got a half scholarship to Harvard.
He visited Harvard.
He visited Harvard. But here's a guy. He's a bright guy. You can't say he's a dummy. And his platform makes sense. New York pays. I read this.
They've tried to label him everything. I noticed that they've tried to pretend that he's against abortion.
Yeah, he's not.
They're doing everything they can to make you think
that Cuomo
this is the wrong guy.
Yeah, but they just can't do it. And
not that Cuomo's the right guy, but
right.
This is the wrong guy.
Yeah, and you pay anybody in New York. Anyone in New York State pays 30 cents more per gallon of gasoline than New Jersey. I am telling you, there is absolutely no reason for that other than the fact that Cuomo loves to tax people.
Let me ask you a question. If you had been the governor for 12 years and you had been doing an incredible job,
right?
Would you have to worry about whether this guy was pro or anti-abortion?
No, that's really...
Whether this guy could or couldn't raise taxes?
Yeah.
Whether this guy was pro-choice?
Yeah.
You would be running on your record.
Well, that's why the great orator, as they call him, will not debate. If he is such a great orator, if you tell me that the one thing that you want Cuomo for is because he's a great orator, then let him orate.
Why is
in
he
a debate?
So quiet?
Why is he afraid to tonight go on TV and debate this guy Pataki? I'll tell you what, Pataki will blow him out the door. He will blow him away because all he has to say is, "Excuse me, Mario, forget about how bad a guy I am. Why are we paying 30 cents more a gallon for gasoline? Why is business leaving New York State?
Why have we lost so many jobs?
Why are New Yorkers taxed more than anybody on the planet when we are the most... Listen, if you think about it, we are so populated that if we had a little less taxes, we still have so many people with earning high income that we could certainly have a huge tax base.
So you know that a lot of money is going into the state coffers for so little service.
Yeah, so, I'm not afraid to vote for Pataki. I got to admit, in the beginning I was like kind of confused, and then as I started to sort the whole thing out, I said, I'm not afraid to vote for this guy. Give him 4 years. What do you think is going to happen in 4 years? What do you think, he's going to turn New York State into Nazi Germany or something?
Did you see that this weekend President Reagan said that he had Alzheimer's?
Yeah.
It didn't happen overnight.
That's right.
Now, if he could run the country...
In fact, if you read the paper today, they're saying while he was president,
yes,
he had some Alzheimer's.
Absolutely. I used to say it all the time myself.
Nothing happened to the country.
That's right. Ran fine.
Yeah. Everyone thinks that in 4 years something bad's going to happen. First of all, the governor does very little to run the state anyway. He can only sort of push some legislation through and sort of get us going in the right direction, like Christy Todd's doing over in Jersey. But you're not. Cuomo had 12 years to change things. He hasn't changed a friggin' thing. Hasn't done anything. I'm not afraid to vote for Pataki, and I hope he wins. And that's it. That's the end of it. I would like to wake up with somebody new in office and give me some new blood, some guy who's anxious to serve and isn't worried about being called a great orator. I think Cuomo at this point wants to win just to say he won all 4 terms. And I think that's what's going on here, and I think it's a big mistake to vote for the guy. That's it. That's the end of that. Screw him. He has done nothing. He has done literally nothing. Zero.
Well, no, he's taxed.
Yeah.
Taxed us a lot.
But you talk to people on the phone, they're like, I'm afraid not to vote for him. What do you mean? Why is everyone so afraid of everything? Everyone's afraid.
Because they really don't understand how things work. They're not as bright as you have.
Yes, exactly, Robin. Well, now you've hit on the truth. Pataki came out with a great plan over the weekend. Did you see it?
What?
He was saying to thin out the population of New York, we're going to have more marathons. And then there's going to be less taxes.
Everybody must run.
Everyone will run 26 miles, and whoever survives will get to live in New York.
Mandatory marathon.
Right.
Did you know that the one guy who had the heart attack that's still in the hospital had the heart attack in Harlem?
Yeah. Unbelievable. Imagine you're running along, and part of the race is in Harlem, and you have a heart attack there. I keep running.
Do you think that he had the heart attack, and then he realized he was in Harlem?
I don't know. I think he looked around and had a heart attack. That marathon running is just so stupid.
Oh.
With the diarrhea and people bleeding through. Imagine you finish exercising and you're bleeding while you urinate. Now, tell me something. What are you thinking?
Oh, joy.
It's a bunch of obsessive compulsives who don't want to, they want to be thin. And meanwhile, they look like Dachau types. They look like they're on their last leg. Their skulls all look like the veins are coming out of them.
Well, you know what they look like. They look like skeletons.
Yeah. But they're all into it because, like, the night before a marathon, they get to eat 500 pounds of pasta. Did you see that report?
Oh, yeah. They always go to that place.
Yeah.
And there's nothing but pasta and sauces, and they just go manja.
Yeah, and they're so excited because they can eat all that and still be skinny.
Yeah. In fact, people are asking them, eat, please.
Yeah.
Before you die.
Yeah, eat before you die. So then you gorge yourself on this spaghetti, and then you go out and have a heart attack. Yeah. And Greta White has diarrhea. And any normal person would say, you know what? Let's say I win this marathon. What do I get for it? 0. I don't get really any money or anything. So
I get a car, but I like to run.
Yeah. So what I'll do is instead of humiliating myself and having diarrhea as I run, so I mean, can you imagine literally running down the street with diarrhea and the diarrhea dripping all over your legs while you're running? And, and then you win.
And somebody's got to shake your hand.
Yeah, and you had diarrhea in front of all of New York.
And they write about it.
Yeah. Like running is so important. Oh, people to get into this sickness. Oh, so I got to tell you this. So I'm sitting at home on Saturday, and well, let me back up. So they want me to do the Tonight Show, and Letterman wants me to do the Letterman Show all on the same date because Jay is coming to New York.
Right.
All right. So I had spoken to Jay several times, telling him that, I really didn't think I was going to be doing it. Let me think about it. Then my agent spoke to him for me and said basically no. Not even basically, just said no.
Right.
We don't want to do it this time around. Okay. With that, Jay just called me the next day anyway.
And had the door is still open conversation.
Yeah, right, yeah. So now, Friday night, I get home from work. It's Jay Leno on the phone, and I just told Laura, my assistant, to just say I'm not home. I was home, but I just said I'm not home.
Really?
Yeah. Because you know what? Screw this guy already. Now it's bordering on insanity.
Angry.
Now I'm getting pissed off at him because he's badgering me. He asked me to do it. I said no. It was obvious I didn't want to do it.
How many times can you nicely say no?
So Friday, I didn't pick up the phone. He called twice, and each time left a message, don't be afraid to get on the phone with me. That was the message. And then, over the weekend, I figured I'd mellow out. So I'm on the phone to a friend of my mother's who wants to be in show business. She's asking me how to be in show business, and I said, look,
I'm trying still to get in myself.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm in the middle of talking to her, and my phone rings.
Is the call waiting coming in, huh?
Not call waiting, but I had another line,
okay.
And the phone rings, and I was expecting a call from Ralph, who was supposed to call me with some information. And normally I let the machine pick it up. But I said, I know it's Ralph because it's Saturday. No one's calling. I press the button down, and I hear, hi, Howard? Hi, this is Jay.
Got caught.
I said, what? So I start disguising my voice. and I said, what? And he was like, is Howard there? And I just realized he knows it's me.
Yeah, it's really stupid now.
Yeah, right. And I didn't know what to do. And I go, oh, hi, Jay. Oh, hi, Howard. I said, Jay, I have someone on the other line. Let me hold on, okay? No,
you didn't cut him off.
No, I was like, oh, my God, I don't believe this. I don't believe it.
Of steel.
Yeah, first of all, I'm embarrassed for him. I'm embarrassed for all late-night talk show hosts. I said, you know what? I never want to be a late-night talk show host. I'll tell you why. If it means having to sit and make phone calls all day and badger people, you're that desperate for guests, then there's something wrong with being a talk show host. Get out of it. It's ridiculous. I said, first of all...
But why would you be embarrassed for him? Now, he obviously has no shame.
Oh.
He's just doing this now. It's gotten past the point. He should have done this maybe once.
Right. Which Letterman did once.
Yeah.
I respect that now. So anyway, I hang up on my friend. I said, I'll call you back. My mother's friend.
Yeah.
I get on. I go, hi, Jay. The guy goes into a 40-minute discourse on why I should do the Tonight Show.
There is no 40 minutes on why you should do the Tonight Show.
I've never heard, and I'm saying, it's Saturday. I just want to chill out a little bit here, and I don't know what to say to this guy.
What could he be saying in 40 minutes that this is going to be good for you?
Yeah, that, in other words, we've got a built-in bit. He has an idea for a bit, and you got to come on because he's coming to New York, and the last two times you did let him in, and that's because I understand because this is you did let him in because he's right there in New York. I'm out in California. Now I'm coming to New York. So you got to do a Tonight Show. And I know the next 5 times you're going to be on Letterman, and you're not going to do me. And when I come to New York, you're like the king of New York. And what else signals that we're in New York more than you coming on? I want you to be the leadoff guest.
And
I got to know. And I got to, yeah, I mean, it's like, I said, wait a second, the king of New York.
Oh, please.
Who am I, the Pope of Greenwich Village? I mean, what is this? So, I mean, and like going on and on and on. And it's pathetic. The guy's pathetic. I think he's retarded. I think he's a sicko. I think there's something wrong with Jay Leno.
I think Jay went to school on a little yellow bus.
Yeah, I think Jay has. I think he's got Alzheimer's. So I basically said, look, Jay, you know, you spoke to my agent. You got to hear this. I said, you spoke to my agent. He basically is not into it right now for me, and I understand why. We don't want to be overexposed. Hey, come on. You know what I'm hearing here? That you want to do it, but your agent doesn't want you to.
See, this is where you have to just say no.
Wait. So I said, you know what, Jay? I'm going to tell you again. I will speak to Don about it, but I've got to tell you something. I don't think it's going to happen this time around. He says, okay, can I take that as a yes? Just like that, he says. You don't believe this, right? I go, Jay. No, you cannot take that as a... Because you know what, he'll book it and then say, now you're lying to me.
Yeah, right, you had your book.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. He goes, I'm taking that as a yes, you're going to do it. I said, how could you take that as a yes? I said, Jay, listen, I'm very uncomfortable with this. I'm getting very embarrassed. This is insanity.
This is like asking a girl for a date and she tries to say,
this
well,
is
I can't, I got something else I have to do, and you put her in the corner and keep asking her over. It must be impossible.
This is harassment.
Now do you understand what women go through with you?
Yes.
Seriously.
Jackie has, his eyes are open now.
I'll never rape
He has opened his eyes. Oh, here's Stuttering John with his crew cut. What is it?
I got to tell you, though, man, to see you now do that show and embarrass him in front of everybody, saying how he calls you at home would be pretty cool, you know?
Oh, please. First of all, you got to understand something. Let me explain it to you. Because you know what it is? You represent the stupidest element of the audience. So if you understand this...
This is the lowest common denominator.
Right. If you understand this, that means everyone in the audience understands it. I don't need...
language over there.
I don't
perfect
need...
way to hit everybody.
I don't need to do the Tonight Show.
I know.
This time around. I don't have anything to promote. I don't have anything that's on my mind that I want to say to Jay.
So that's a yes?
Right. So I'll take that as a yes. I mean, I've never seen a guy. I think this Jay's off his rocker. He's a sick man.
Now, you talk about a guy under incredible pressure.
Wow.
What else do you... That's like a gun is pointed at his head.
I mean, I happen to know a little bit of Jay's sensibilities, and I can't imagine that this isn't the most embarrassing thing in the world for him to be doing.
Is he on the verge of being fired?
I don't know.
Special riding on this...
I don't know. I think he's on the verge of a nervous breakdown is what I think.
Well, why else would you lower yourself in that fashion?
Well, it's because the show's going to be in New York, right?
Yeah, but let me deal with John because he's very stupid.
I'm having two highbrow conversations.
You're right. You got to understand something. Let's say I had 12 hours of great material. Oh, this is what I said to Jay. I said, Jay, let's say I have 12 hours of great material. I always have something to say.
You talk to Jay like he's John?
Yeah. I said, well, it's like talking to two imbeciles.
No, but you have,
I said, let's say I have 20 great bits that I want to do on the Tonight Show. Right now, I don't feel like doing it. What? He goes like this. He goes, when you have great material, you're obligated to go out and perform that material. He says, if you've got great material, you go. I talk to guys like Seinfeld. This is what he tells me. I talk to guys like Seinfeld, Paul Ryan, whatever comedians he named. He goes, and all these guys, I understand when I call them and they say, hey, Jay, I don't have material. That I understand. But with you got built-in material. You got built-in material. So I said, because he thinks I have built-in material.
You said, no. That was a supposition that I had 20. I don't have any.
Yeah. I said, Jay, it's not that I don't have material to do. Which, hey, I'm not going to put myself down. I do have material to do.
You're trying to get off the phone, Howard.
Yeah, but I refuse to put myself down. But I just... I just don't... You know what it is?
He didn't really call you.
Oh, I swear, for 40 minutes.
Oh.
Robin, I swear I'm telling you word for word what happened.
I just can't believe it.
It was pathetic. It was the most pathetic thing I'd ever seen in my life.
You should have taped it.
I should have taped it and played it for you.
That he called several times on Friday leaving us stupid messages. One thing, but he'll call you on
And he's
Saturday.
calling me today. He says... All right, I'll call you. I swear.
Now you're getting into this.
You want to call him on the air, Howard?
I would love to call him on the air so you would see what's going on.
Did you ask him?
What?
Did you say, why don't you call in on the air so people will believe?
I told him I said, you know what? Instead of Don even said this. He says, hey, listen, Howard doesn't want to do it this time around. You want to get some energy off it? Why don't you call in? You can yell at Howard. Then come in for every day you're in New York. Come in here and beg him or do it or ridicule him for not coming on. The door is wide open to you, Jay. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, well, come on, you just come on my show, and I mean, it's just like a broken record. And then he says to me, "Can I take that as a yes?" And I said, "No, it's not a yes at all. I have to speak to Don, but I'm telling you, it doesn't look good." He goes, "I'll call you on Monday, because I got to know by Monday night." But I'm not picking up the phone. If the guy calls my house, I'm not picking up the phone.
I
refuse to get on with him.
I hate to say this, but it's the first time I'm ever going to say this. I can't even say the word. But that's a P move.
Yeah, good. No, I see how you deal with your life. Yeah.
What's a P move? What does that mean?
I don't know. Pussy move.
Instead of saying, no, we're not dating anymore, I never want to see your face again, you're giving him a glimmer of hope. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm...
You hide, but you don't actually say it's over.
You know why you're why you're so out of line saying that? I'll tell you why, and why you're not a good evaluator of human condition.
She's good at being heartless.
No. No, not at all. We have already told this guy point blank. No. Stop. You had your chance to call me a pussy. Now I'm going to tell you something.
I never told you that.
Let me tell you something. This is a guy who was told no.
Yes.
And now he is bordering on a sickie. Like, it's just like, you read how Mickey Rourke is told no?
Right.
And right, he's obsessed. You read how O.J. was told no by his wife? And they can't accept it. At this point...
So if something happens to you, I should look for Jay.
Yeah, look for Jay. This is the work of an insane man. He was told no, and he still won't accept it. And you know what?
He's not ever convinced that he's gotten a no from you.
Oh, he got the no from me already. We've been through that dance. He got the no. Robin, you weren't on the phone.
All right, I'm just going by
I did it in a nice way. I said, Jay, not this time around. I'm not really comfortable going on right now. I can't think of a better way to say no than that. I love your show. I think what you do is great. I'm not going on Letterman now. I'm not going on your show. If I had to go do an appearance, I would do your show because I've done Letterman 2 times the last time. What is it?
One of our Pakistani listeners is on the phone.
Yeah.
He wants to advise you on what you should do. I don't know what he's saying, but he sounds great saying it.
Hey, John, sit here, because I got to talk to you about your haircut. I've been thinking about it.
Oh, no. Well, I knew.
Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, Howard. I'm listening to you for a long time. The idea is, if you tell Leno that the other guests who will come on the show the same day, it should be Richard Seaman and the other Seinfeld and other, whoever disappeared from your show, get them on the same day.
What are you, a cab driver?
Well, I drive a limo. Why not?
You drive a limo?
Yeah.
I tell you, I don't know one word he said.
I actually understood.
I tell you something. You don't
take cabs out.
Yeah, you're getting these cabs, and if you're lucky, at least the guy's friendly enough like this one to talk to you.
Where do you want to go?
And none of these guys know where they're going.
No, you have to have your own map on your own direction.
I swear to God, a guy who talks like this picked me up once and was taking me to the airport. He asked me how to get to the airport. Now, I'm talking about I don't live that far from the airport.
Right.
No, Howard,
in fact, he has to pass it to get into
Howard,
Manhattan.
I'm driving for 10 years, I'm not a cab driver, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with it. It's an honest way of making a living.
So you're a limo driver and a TV consultant.
Right.
Well,
what did he say to me, Robin? Translate.
He said what you should do is it wasn't about saying no. It was about making the show interesting to you.
Oh.
What you should do...
That's not interesting. Is invite Seinfeld.
And who was the other one?
Richard Simmons.
All the people that have dropped off the show that you have wanted to confront, they should be on the show with you, and that way it would be interesting for you to do it.
Right. Well, that's why he's a limo driver.
Well, I'm sure they will say no, and you are excused. He will not get a bad feeling about it.
Right. I want Regis and Kathy Lee on with me. All right. Thank you, my Pakistani friend.
What's the worst about these guys is that when you tell them where to go, they never hear you, so they always drop you off somewhere else.
They always drop you on Park and 65th. You could ask them to take you to Queens, and they'll drop you off at Park and 65th, no matter what you say. Park and 65th.
You want the near or the far corner? What if I pull in the middle of the intersection? You can walk yourself.
And they always have to consult you where to pull off. I told you where to go. Just go there. Yeah. Don't ask me if I should pull over, to the right, to the left.
Left side, right side.
Left side, right side, yeah.
Right side.
That's their job.
No,
right.
Right
to
side.
Get you there. But they're angry that they got to take you somewhere. There's always a complication.
Your big exchange?
And, after...
I once had I was with some other people, and we're sitting in the back of the cab talking. We'd given them, the address we wanted to go to. And all of a sudden, he stopped the car in the middle of the street and turned around and said, I don't know where I am.
Am I in the United States or India?
And believe me, we were looking at water.
Really?
I was driven off Manhattan.
And it wasn't like a weird address, was it? It was just like a...
You know what the worst is, Howard? If it's a small... If you have to go a small distance, I was in a cab and I said, yeah, whatever, 65th and 1st, and he goes, I have a little problem back there. You got to get out. I'm not going to be able to take you.
Why wouldn't he take you there?
Because it's a short distance, so he doesn't want to make the $1.25 fare. So he goes, get out. I have a problem. Get out. So I go, all right. So I get up and let the door open. He goes, you imbecile, man! You leave the door open. So I walk up to him and go, you say one more word, I'm going to kick the crap out of you.
Right.
Because it was unbelievable. Because I was so pissed. He threw me out of the cab.
Yeah. He can't take you anywhere.
Oh, that's good. How about if they say, do you mind if I stop to make a phone call?
Do they do that? I mean, make a phone call when I'm out of here.
You're already scared because they got a turban on their head.
I know. That turban is the frightening. Because you don't know what's underneath that turban.
And they drive like maniacs.
Yeah.
How many times
it's weird. And you know what's weird about it? It's like cab driving has always been an occupation that you could go to if everything else failed in life. You could at least drive a cab. And these guys are in way over their heads.
Yeah, they're making careers, though.
Yeah, I know.
They don't intend to leave.
But you know how most people take a career that's kind of challenging? Yeah. This is very challenging for most guys who just have no clue where they're going. No clue.
I love those cabs where you get in and they have the little cards with the Islamic writing on it.
Yeah, what's that all about?
I don't know what that says.
I know. And what are they trying to tell you?
Are those the instructions for blowing up the World Trade Center?
I don't know. But what's weird about it is like everyone, the guy has to decorate his cab with stuff that is comfortable to him, not to you. He's going to put Islamic sayings in his cab, which makes him comfortable.
You have to show your passport to get in the
Yeah, right. You're in another world.
When you get in there and they have the little statues, the Roman Catholic things.
Yeah.
But then you got, I don't know what those things
They pray to weird God. They pray to, those are not gods that I've heard of.
Pictures and little things. I don't know what anything is.
Yeah, they have a whole prayer thing on their...
beads, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
It's like, dude, it's a car. It's a place of business. Go home and show... They're so... Are they proud of that?
I don't know.
Did you ever notice?
I saw one guy pick me up. He was bowing to a carrot. I swear to God, it was a thing that looked like a carrot. And he was bowing to it.
Yeah.
Did you ever notice that they have these tape players that they built in, and they sound really, really awful.
Right.
They're really tinny and bass. Really,
I always thought that was the radio. That's a tape player?
Or they have a boom box that they have in the front seat, and then they have cassettes of hours and hours of music from their homeland.
Right.
Music to seduce camels by.
Oh, yeah.
And then as soon as the sitar is about to drive up a wall, the woman goes...
Yeah, right. Sounds like the car needs grease.
And then, and the worst thing is, sometimes you say, if you don't mind, could you lower the music? Because it's really loud.
Yeah.
I mean, they want everyone to hear it. You say, could you lower it? And they get like all bummed out.
Yeah.
Like that's racist.
It's like, dude. It's not even that melodic.
I mean, there's incense burning in the car. You got this music going, and the Islamic saying sitting in front of you.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But driving a cab in New York is so dangerous that, really I think those turbans are coated in metal because, what was I reading? I read a statistic in the New York Times yesterday that said, we're up to our 45th killing of a cab driver. It was a little tiny box in the corner, like nobody even pays attention. 45th killing, like criminals just get in these cars now and blow these guys' heads off and take whatever cash is in the car. They don't even just rob them; they kill them, and it's insane.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Can I talk about your haircut?
Yes, I was waiting. I
got to tell you something, and this is just a thought.
Yeah. I was. Yeah, go ahead.
Stuttering John had really long hair.
Yes.
And went and got his hair all buzzed off like a crew cut, like a Marine crew cut. But Marines get a better crew cut than what you have. It's like you went in and, it's, like to John, it's like either he has really long hair or he has really short hair. Like there's no thought put into it. Like you had really nice hair.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you could have done like a lot of interesting things with your hair because it was so long. You could have like maybe cut it not as short, or if you were going to get a crew cut, get one that was kind of even. He has huge patches of hair missing. The guy, whoever did it, just because it's a crew cut doesn't mean it doesn't have to be a good haircut. It's the same thing with bald guys. You ever go see bald guys get a haircut and they have that little patch of hair in the back? And the barber mutilates it because he figures, like, what's the point? But it's to that guy, it's all the hair he's got, and he wants it to look at least decent.
Well, I wonder what it's like for bald guys to go in and ask for a trim.
Yeah, I know, because my dad always had a little patch of hair.
Yeah.
And it was like my father would come out and they would like mutilate that little tiny patch. And to him it was like, well, can't you groom it kind of nice, and make it look kind of sharp? I mean, and it's the same thing with you. It's like
they don't have it out. It was.
You got like a dog cut.
Yeah, no.
Like, look at the front.
Yeah.
It's like a bald in the front.
You know what
now.
kind of cut it is? It's like when the Marines give them a real rough cut to get all the main part of the hair off, so then they can shave it totally bald.
Yeah, right. They just might as well shave his head.
You know what happened? He went gradually, but I didn't like it. I wanted it shaved. I don't like.
No, but it's not even.
I know it's not.
It's not even.
Oh, here's high, and then it's like down. To
and then on top you look like you're going bald.
Oh, I thought he had planned it that way. I
Show her the back.
Kind of a
no, it's true.
thing.
It's true. There's like
and look at the back. He took a big hunk out of the back of his head.
Turn around.
Yeah, there's 2 spots.
My goodness.
Looks like he was shot in the back of his head.
Wow.
He'll grow back.
Looks like he went to a pet grooming school for a haircut.
Yeah, well, the guy,
the guy had the hiccup.
I really had.
And I got to say something. John looks so fat now. I mean, let's be honest.
I know, I'm a
you
fat
look
bastard.
but at least before you didn't look that fat. Put that in your shirt. At least before you didn't look fat.
Yeah, well, that's my next project.
Yeah.
This was my first, because now when I jog, I don't have to have the hair and the ponytail.
Right.
Because I'm going to start working out.
Yeah.
I start my play on Wednesday.
Yeah, good. Plan. It's just, the thing is, like Ralph said he would go with John and maybe do something interesting with his hair, like he could have done some, I don't know, like maybe a mid-length kind of thing or something, something to look at and evaluate. But John,
some kind of style.
Some kind of style, but John, he just has to. He has to radically just shave his head off and not put any thought.
You ever had a vision?
Yeah, all the time.
This is the vision I had.
Yeah, but dude,
with the 2 plugs out.
Well, I didn't know he was going to shave it down on my skin.
It might be that it's not wrong to bring someone who can evaluate you outside of yourself. Like maybe you can't see yourself. Except that. Now you got like nasal hair sticking out of your nose. Everything is just completely accentuated, and your whole face looks all fat and distorted.
Oh man, I knew you were gonna do this to me.
No. I'm just saying, like, why don't you think before you do something?
I do think. I did think about it. Let me tell you something. Ralph,
it's obvious you don't think.
No, Howard, they were cutting it down. I had it down on my shoulders. Well, not down on my shoulders, but I had it short.
Well, maybe you could even like dyed it a cool color and like you're in show business.
Yeah, and I like the way it looks. Except that it's down too far.
Like you could have done like a dreadlock. Who knows what you could have done? It could have been like really cool looking. But you just got to
Why wouldn't you go to somebody who's a good hair cutter?
I don't know.
No, the guy works in
that doesn't mean anything. The guy works.
The guy works.
In a salon.
You know what I mean, Ralph? He could have done something interesting with his hair.
Yeah, I mean, you could have always tried something and then gone to that. Try something mid-length.
I did, Ralph. I tried it. I didn't like it.
You tried it?
I tried gradually.
No, trying it doesn't mean.
Take a look at your face now. You're all chubby and.
Yeah, so I'm gonna lose the weight, man.
Well, you should have lost the weight and then cut the hair.
No, because in order for me I want to work out and run, I don't want the hair hanging down. It would bother the hell out of me when I used to rollerblade.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you just try like something like up to here or just something
just experiment?
Because I didn't want that. I tried that. I didn't like.
When did you try it? You tried it for 2 seconds.
Didn't cut it all like this in the beginning.
You didn't try anything. As long as you're cutting it,
trying it doesn't mean look at it for 2 minutes and go, I don't like that. Let me cut it. Trying it means walking around with it a little bit.
I'm very clear of what I wanted, and it's not that.
Yeah, you wanted a cut where the guy looks like he just took patches of your scalp out.
No, I did see when he went
concentration.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's talking about you behind your back and laughing.
I don't care what everyone's saying.
Yes, you do.
I really don't care.
If anyone cares, it's you.
I really don't care.
Okay.
I didn't know that you were going to say something about
No, I'm just saying if you're going to do it right. Look, you even got cuts on your head. Like, what happened?
Does that guy want you to hand out his card?
Look at the cut. Look at the cut on his forehead. Like what happened? When they buzzsaw your head?
I hit my head against the door.
Yeah.
One of those cab drivers cut it.
And look how fat his face looks now.
Hey, I'm a fat bastard. I know I am. I don't know what happened.
So why are you trying to look good? We have to stare at you.
Everything got bigger. Your stomach.
You have no pride in yourself.
I have plenty of pride. We'll see what happens in I say a month.
Okay, we'll see. I've seen you diet before.
No, not only diet.
Yeah, okay, we'll see.
I'm train, my friend.
Yeah, my friend.
My friend.
There he is. Here's a cartoon. I had a vision. There he is. I had a vision. Big, fat, giant balloon head. I had a vision. Yeah. I had a vision.
You don't think I look
37 chin.
You don't think I look good? Come on, be honest.
Yeah, you look great.
Hang on, check it out. Wait, hang on.
It doesn't look bad.
You got to put on the glasses.
Come on, man.
You look all right. You look okay. You look good. You could have looked better. That's
Rob, you think I look handsome?
I don't know, John. You look okay. You look okay. I didn't see those big plugs out of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came a little too close.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to the Howard Stern Show.
All right, Snapple. Let's talk about Snapple for a second. All right, John, you can leave.
I thought you wanted me to help you with Snapple.
No.
All right.
Every Snapple flavor is unique and wonderful and a great taste sensation. I mean, I am so excited by the success of this company because it means that once in a while a new product can break through, a good product can make its way onto the shelf and be recognized for what it is.
It was tough, but they did it.
They did it.
It shows that it's still possible.
Snapple's a fabulous product. Every time I drink Snapple, I love it.
Do you think their advertising strategy will change?
If anything, it'll improve because they're going to even go to a more of a mass marketing situation. I think that they'll still be innovative, and I still think they'll do some creative things. But, you know, I think it's good now that they're owned by a bigger company because Snapple will make its way. You know, Snapple does very well in the markets that we're on.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a lot of the country that doesn't know about Snapple.
You're kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and there's still, like, a lot of places where they're drinking, I don't know, like all these sodas with artificial coloring and preservatives and iced teas that aren't all natural, and they don't get the fruit juice like the way it's bottled with Snapple and it's 100% fruit. They don't get this. They don't understand what it is. The word hasn't gotten out to these far-reaching places. You understand what I'm saying, Robin?
I hear you.
Snapple is made from the best stuff on earth, and it's about time that you started drinking it. You'll really like it. Your family will love it, and they're getting something that's good for them and tastes great. Snapple.
And now, we're back with Cable 8 Award nominee, Howard Stern.
Yes, that's right, Robin. Jackie New Rave joke page Martling to order Jackie's Wild comedy CD, and it is wild. CD or cassette, $10 plus free shipping and handling. Holiday special, buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING, K-I-N-G. This Saturday night, November 12th, a big show at the world-famous Club Benet in Sayreville, New Jersey. Tickets going fast. Hurry up. For dirty jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE.
Oh.
Remember, 516-922-WINE is not a pay service.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought we'd help out George Pataki, who's running for governor here in New York, by asking David Peele to come in and rewrite my campaign
That's a
song.
help?
Yeah, that's a help, believe it or not. He has written a new song for George Pataki, and I want you to hear it.
Oh, I hope it's that same wonderful melody he's been writing for years.
Well, let's see what it is. We'll find out in a minute.
Pataki would be a hard name to put in a song, don't you think?
Only David Peele could pull that off. David Peele, of course, famous street musician who John Lennon found many years ago on the street.
Yeah.
And gave a record contract to, and nothing happened.
Put him back.
And put him back on the street. David Peele did The Pope Smokes Dope. That was his big hit.
Oh, boy.
Hey, David, what is it?
You got to see, we have on the E-camera captured David Peele talking with his mouth full. He looks different because he took a bath.
Yeah, you look clean.
First time in 8 weeks.
Really?
Psychological bath for the last, since the opening.
What do? You live on the street?
I am the street.
No, come on. Do you live on the street? Seriously?
No, I have my own home apartment.
You do?
For about 15 years. I pay about $300 a month for 3 rooms. The landlord says, when are you going to leave this apartment, Peele? We can't make money from you. I said, Mr. Landlord, Mr. I will leave when the landlord is dead.
Right.
When are you going to die?
Right.
That's when I leave.
So let me understand something. You, let me
just say that David Peele has gotten a haircut, too, and he even got a better haircut than John.
Yeah, David Peele's haircut is nicer than Stuttering John's. David, put a pair of headphones on and let's talk.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
What a time in Albany. It was Beatlemania.
Wasn't it?
You guys, really, we're in such a rush. By the way, something you don't know, Howard, for all you guys.
It's hard to believe that John Lennon saw him and said, let's
said,
make him into something.
Be with that
yeah.
Wait, excuse me.
Well, then again, he saw Yoko and married her.
he was out there.
It's a monument to drugs.
Yeah, right.
Excuse me?
Up there is your famous picture. Let me see that. There is David Peele with John Lennon. Look at that.
It's a Xerox of the famous.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not even sure that's David Peele.
it's me.
Let's see. David Peele, Yoko Ono, John Lennon, Nob Hill, San Francisco, California, USA. What happened? Tell me how you met him.
What were you doing in San Francisco?
Yeah, how did you manage to get a ticket to San Francisco?
Apple paid for it, right into the car, orange to the pits.
What happened? You were working on the street.
I was in St. Mark's Place, And a friend of mine.
How many times he's told this story? It must be his one big story.
But this is the one he's got down good.
And what's weird is when you walk along the streets of New York and you see David playing out on the street, you go, and then he says to you, John Lennon, and you go, oh, he's just hallucinating.
He thinks he's John Lennon.
Yeah, he thinks he's John Lennon.
Okay, Lennon thinks he's me. Okay, the thing is, right now, I'm on St. Mark's Place, and I go to, and they tell me that John Lennon's at the place called Limbo Shop, which is the clothes store for all hippies.
So John Lennon was down there shopping?
Yeah, with Yoko Ono.
And what were you doing at the time, a street musician?
I was playing music.
On the street, right?
On the street, and I go up there. I say, hello, my name is David Peele. He shook me. He wasn't impressed, but then Howard Smith told him about me.
Mm-hmm.
Howard Smith says, I want you to meet a street singer legend in the village called David Peele.
And who is Howard Smith?
Howard Smith was the critic for the Village Voice. He won the Academy Award for Marjo.
Mm-hmm.
He did the movie
Marjo, yes.
But he's the one who got me introduced to
And he saw talent in you, and he decided, hey, let me introduce you to John Lennon.
I mean, he knew me from before, because I was playing 6 years ago.
So what happened? John Lennon came to watch you play in the street?
And then believe it, that Sunday, he actually did not hang me up. He came and saw me there with Yoko Ono.
Where were you, on the street?
Yes, in Washington Square Park.
Right.
And I'm singing, I like marijuana, the Pope smokes.
Do a little of I Like Marijuana. Let some people...
do the songs that got John Lennon interested.
Because Robin and I used to pass you in the street, and we would just vomit. And, we didn't know. We didn't know. John Lennon knew. What can we say?
I'm sure Fred got a guitar pick.
Fred, do you have a pick? How about David Peele? He's looking for a pick.
I had one.
Any kind.
Yeah. Now, once Ringo spit on you, right, to show you that John knew and Ringo didn't.
They called me a troublemaker.
They did.
We did the Post Smoke Dope, and they paid for it. They hated it.
Well, most people thought you were crazy, and John took a liking to you.
And I was saying two odds make one equal.
All right, let me just do a little. Don't get carried away.
Okay. I like marijuana. You like marijuana. We like marijuana too.
Now, don't say the dirty words.
Marijuana. 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 Very good. Marijuana. I like marijuana. You like marijuana. We like marijuana too.
Okay, very good. I know. Up against the wall, mother effer.
Really?
Up against the wall, mother effer. Up against the wall, mother effer. Up against the wall, mother effer.
Yeah.
I like marijuana. You like marijuana. We like marijuana too.
That song, I was such a fan of that song.
What was John into, a novelty kind of thing?
I don't know. I got to tell you, it was the only song I knew the words to.
I smoked to that.
Now, when you met John and he started taking you in, did you develop a relationship with did you have a chink girlfriend just like him? Did you try to be like John Lennon?
As a matter of fact, I had a Jewish girlfriend. She had a Chinese facial. It was close enough. She had the long hair like Yoko.
Really?
Yeah?
I tried to get. Then I finally found a Japanese girl. I saw May Peng first.
Right.
I thought maybe I could get on her, and maybe I could start working my way towards that.
Right.
But, you know,
and you got
rock has its privileges.
But what happened when John Lennon heard you in the street? Then he walked up to you and he said, I want to sign you to Apple Records?
No, here's what he said.
Here's what he said.
I went to, Jerry Rubin was like, really was a protective of John Lennon. It wouldn't let anyone in his way.
Right.
So he went outside to get some food or something. And me and John were together playing music at his place at 105 Bank Street.
Yeah.
And he said,
John took you somewhere to play music?
Yeah, we went to his house.
You went to his house?
He was living in his house.
So wait, let me get this straight.
He was living in his house,
so he sees you playing in Washington Square Park, and you're kind of a wild character, and he says, come to my apartment and play music with me?
Yeah, I played. He wanted me to audition. So I auditioned the song John Lennon, Yoko Ono, New York City Ballad.
Now, wait a second. You couldn't believe it because I'm sure your whole life your parents told you were a jerk. And everyone
told me to work for the post office.
Right. They told you to work for the post office. And now suddenly someone was taking you seriously.
Howard.
What?
You had a whole band of street urchins, right? Weren't you a whole group?
No, wait. He's got a point. I have over 400 people in my band.
No, I'm saying, did he take your whole band?
400 people in the band.
That's right.
Did he take you or the whole band?
No, he took me and I took Sloppy
David. Yeah, David. He took David. So David, you go up to John Lennon's apartment that very day, or he invites you some days later, and you go up there, and now John Lennon is taking you seriously.
But wait a second, he comes to the 7th Street there, Fillmore East, and auditions for me first.
He does.
He goes, he plays the Post Smoke show with me playing the guitar. He comes my backup band.
All right,
and
he
then
became your backup band.
Then I wrote a song about him,
now,
and then I sang for him.
The Pope Smokes Dope is a song that you auditioned for John Lennon?
That's the song that turned him on at Washington Square Park, which gave
show me how you auditioned that song for John Lennon.
I go,
Pretend I am John Lennon, now audition for me.
The Pope smokes dope, the dope smokes Pope, the Pope smokes dope, the Pope smokes dope. God gave him the grass, Pope smokes dope. He likes to smoke in mass. The Pope smokes dope. He's a groovy header. The Pope smokes dope. The Pope smokes dope. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Now Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jill forgot to take a pill. Now she's got a daughter. Every Jew and Protestant, every Catholic knows that marijuana is a groovy way to trip. The Pope smokes dope. God gave him the grass. The Pope smokes dope.
Right.
The Pope smokes dope.
All right, now you're giving me a headache.
Smokes dope. Cha-cha-cha.
This is obviously John very high.
No, was John high when he met you?
What's that?
Be honest, was John high when he met you?
Okay, I mean, you're gonna get. This is the first time you're gonna hear this now.
All right.
This is exclusive here on K-Rock, of course, because this is the original.
All right.
They could not have done, without a doubt, Sgt. Pepper's. They could not have tolerated David Peele with all the smoke they had.
Right. They were smoking like crazy.
He told me. Okay, let me tell you, he's not here, so I can be honest. He told me that every time the dealers used to come and give him grass,
right,
they should charge him double because he was John Lennon.
Right.
When we were in the studios with me, it was a smoke-filled room. This is the real election.
Right.
Every track was a smoke track.
Right.
Every time, from beginning to end.
That explains a lot.
Believe me, in the beginning.
So marrying Yoko was the second stupidest thing he ever did.
Right. Wait.
All right, take it easy.
No, by the way, I am the Libertarian secretary, press secretary. No comment.
Right. Okay. Very good. No comment. What is it, Baba Booey?
Just listening to him do that so reminded me of how I remember when that album came out. My father was so outraged about the Pope Smoking Dope song. He was really, really upset because they played it on one of his like AM radio stations. You know, one of those conservative
Got
shows.
him all upset.
And got him all upset because they said that my father came home and he said, "There's a song called The Pope Smokes Dope and my wife's a nigger."
Right.
I said, no.
Now, did you write My Wife's a Nigger?
No.
That's Black Attack. No way.
Right. I see.
John, I have a song here about Pataki.
Oh, you did write the Pataki song.
Pataki.
All right, now you're backing Pataki?
No, wait. No, not backing Pataki for... I'm going along with Pataki. What we did up in Albany can never be duplicated.
Right.
Well, I'll say one thing.
What are you saying? Let me interpret for the audience at home.
Okay.
When we went up to Albany, and of course, we brought the great David Peele with us.
Oh, what a time.
Great.
People mania.
It was the greatest thing in the world.
What the people mania.
When I was running for governor, people like David Peele felt enfranchised again. Do you understand?
He felt like a part of something.
He felt like you were part of a movement.
As a matter of fact...
It had to break your heart when I withdrew from the race.
Well, I'll tell you, to such a point we started a Libertarian Party chapter in New York. Because of you, I'm one of the founders. We went to Albany, had a charter made.
Yes.
We now have the Libertarian Party, the county of New York started because
I brought people like David into the political arena.
I'm voting tomorrow because of that.
Right, you're voting.
Oh, yes, because it is. I'm going to vote.
All right. Did you register?
Of course I did.
Okay, all right.
Oh, yes, I did.
David, did you graduate high school?
I went to college, so I went to school to get high. I had in my class, high school to get high. I had any class.
I got high there.
What college did you go to?
I went to Midwood. I went to NYU. In Anchorage, Alaska. And Rock and Roll University, my own school.
Right. Okay. All right.
And by the way, Howard, one thing you did not see here.
I'm sure there's a lot.
This is for you. This is for you.
This is a David Peele CD?
This is for you. All about what we did in Albany.
I see. Oh, I see.
This is a whole big opening inside.
And how did you make this? Look at this.
Well, we help the Libertarians with this now. I give money to them with this.
All right.
After all you guys, I'm going to later on.
All right. Listen to me. You're mumbling.
Huh?
Yeah,
I don't know
what kind of drugs do you do these days? Anything?
I am drugs.
Do you? What do you do? Tell me what you do.
Okay.
This is what drugs sound
there
like.
we go. I'm also marijuana.
Right.
Hash.
Right.
A little bit drinking.
Right.
New York City water.
Right.
And obviously, looking at the bad dope around Washington Square Park, getting secondhand bad smoke.
Right. All right. So you don't do any coke or...
No, I drink that stuff. No, I don't believe in hard drugs. No way like this.
I see. You're like much like our own Jackie Martley. Who makes as much sense as you do.
By the way, I want to do this song here.
Yeah. Okay. So this is why David is here. He would like to unveil his new song. Let me just say something.
This is second. This is not the first.
Can I set it up?
Yes.
Can I set it up for you? All right. Did you watch the Mike Douglas show too?
This guy is this guy my historian?
I got to tell you something. I was a little kid, and John Lennon and Yoko Ono were the co-hosts of the Mike Douglas show.
Yeah.
And I used to watch it. That was my favorite show on TV. I used to watch that every day with my mother and drown out her yapping during dinner by just turning the TV on and watching that. And John Lennon was the host that week, and he brought out David Peele.
That was actually I was on the David Force show.
Was that it?
Oh yeah, they tried to get me on the Mike Douglas show, but they'd rather have Bobby Seale of Black Panther than David Peele. I was so dangerous to the producer of Mike Douglas. They put the Black Panthers on rather than have David Peele.
All right. Well, I could see that. I'd rather have the Black Panthers on, but I couldn't find any, so I got you. All right, here we are. Let me just say that nothing pissed me off about our present governor, Governor Cuomo, more than the fact that he took a guy who murdered an 80-year-old man and brought him to New York State so he wouldn't suffer. To live. I have no idea why our governor, even though he's against the death penalty, I got no problem with that. I don't understand why he went out of his way to bring this murderer into New York State so we could support him the rest of his life. Also, I don't understand why I pay 30 cents more a gallon for gasoline, and I certainly don't understand why business is leaving in droves when we could create a better tax base and stop taxing people
and why
so
we
much.
have every kind of tax. We have property taxes, sales tax. We have every tax.
We're taxed all over the place. So I am not afraid to vote for Pataki. Absolutely not afraid. And I like his background. I like the idea that he was educated.
Fresh blood coming
Exactly, David.
Get rid of the old wine and bring out the old.
When you have new blood, things get done. Sometimes people get tired. He had 12 years to do something. All he did was
You can let wine sit around too long, can't you, David?
Now.
And Cuomo's hepatitis.
Now, listen to me.
Blood.
Listen to me. It says here, case in point, one of the stories, HBO did a show about the Schenectady County Medical Examiner and how he helps to solve crimes in New York State, okay? Now, here's another example of not having the death penalty in New York State. One of the stories was about a New York prisoner serving double life for rape. He raped, sexual brutality, and murder. He had, among other things, bitten the nose off his female victims before strangling them to death. So then this animal finds God in prison, is given a job assisting the prison priest. This gave him privileges and enough access to get his hands on a young female prison guard that had been on the job for less than a month. This animal raped her, bit off her nipples, strangled her, and stuffed her lifeless body into a bag to go for days to go out with the trash. And how did the state punish this brutal act? With a third life sentence. It would have been a bigger punishment to take away his cable TV. When will we learn? All right. Now, David, break into your song.
David Chapman, who killed John Lennon, if they had a death penalty, he wouldn't be alive today.
Exactly. Because if John Lennon was alive, there'd still be hope for your career, right?
Oh, but him his career, too.
Exactly.
He killed you, too, when he shot him.
You might as well have put a bullet in you.
Hey, no bad ideas now.
All right, here we go.
Okay, this is Pataki for governor. This is not the Howard Stern song, but we got to go with what we got. And this is better than Cuomo. But first of all, let me introduce it with the song, Mario Cuomo. Goodbye, Mario Cuomo.
What is he going to do to the song?
Cuomo.
You asked him to come in.
Goodbye,
all right, it was a
Mario
mistake.
Cuomo.
Let me hear the song you wrote. All right, here we go. That's what I want to hear.
Pataki for governor. Pataki for governor. For governor of New York. Pataki for governor. Pataki for governor. For governor of New York. He wants justice for the people of New York. He is a great Republican. He wants lower taxes and more workforce. He wants to win the election. Now, Pataki for governor. Pataki for governor. For governor of New York. Pataki for governor. Pataki for governor. For governor of New York. He wants New York State to be much better. He wants to make it #1. He loves New York and its power to the people. Pataki for governor. Everybody.
Come on, Robin.
Pataki for governor. Pataki for governor. For governor of New York. Pataki for governor. Pataki for governor. For governor of New York. One more time. Okay. Pataki for governor. Pataki for governor. For governor of New York. Pataki for governor. Pataki for governor. for governor of New York. George Pataki for governor. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very nice job. Very good, David.
You were right. He was the only one who could work it into a song.
I know. He actually worked the name Pataki into a song.
Oh,
and did it beautifully.
The Howard Stern, the better song, but Pataki's winning right now.
The most disturbing thing is when you sing, you open your mouth all the way. I could looking at your tonsils. Your throat's a little red. You better go rest. Yeah.
How can Leno sign my book?
Oh, absolutely sign your book, David. If it helps to get you out of the room faster, I'll sign 2 more. Very good.
Hey. Oh, yeah, Howard.
All right, very good. And you did a nice job on that song. I noticed you changed a few of the notes around so you can't sue yourself for copyright infringement. All right, let me take a break. The great David Peele. Yeah, right. You got a girlfriend?
Mario, what?
You got a girlfriend?
Miss Liberty.
Is that right?
Libertarian? Miss Liberty?
Are you dating?
Not now.
No?
I'm afraid of age from these people around here. I'm very careful myself.
Really?
I want to live a long, long time.
So what do? You just hang out?
Why?
Oh, right now I'm waiting till I get out to California. I'm going to California.
Oh, are you really? What are you going to do out
yeah,
there?
I'm going to make that. We're doing a New York Rock Exchange out there right now.
New York Rock Exchange?
There.
You're all we have to sing?
How do you make money? Seriously.
For New York, just one here I help the Libertarians. I sell CDs.
Right.
On Helicon Records, right? I'm doing the New York Rock Exchange. Plus, I have a whole rock catalog, which I sell. And plus, I go to Strawberry Fields on every John Lennon and every birthday or Memorial Day on December 8th. I bring my stuff out there to sell.
You can make money doing that?
What?
You can make money doing that?
Yes, I'll be down December 8th there, like Baba Boo. That's where I met him.
And what do you do? Like you you open your guitar case and people throw money in it?
You know, I have a big catalog and everything too, and plus I sing.
Yeah.
And plus
on the street,
I
right?
CDs. I have 13 CDs out in 1 year.
Oh, really?
How many do you sell?
thousands.
Thousands?
Right.
Yes. Not really. A few hundreds.
Listen, Jackie has 13 CDs.
I'll get you on my catalog, Jackie.
Oh, boy.
two in the meeting of the mind.
Finally an offer, Jackie.
But most important thing, finally, but December 8th will be on Strawberry Fields, eulogizing John Lennon's passing away, and hope that Mario Cuomo's not governor when we're there to see.
Very good, very good. David Peele.
Hey, thank you very much.
All right, we'll be back right after these words.
Hi, this is Carol Alton. You're listening to the Howard Stern
Supermodel.
Show. Burnham, Howard.
Burnham, sweetheart. What the hell is that, man? Woo! We're rocking. Mellow out. Hey, you know, as David was leaving, David Peele, of course, he was rushing out to his next appointment December 8th. But I must tell you that I was looking at his CD. He put out a whole CD of his Howard Stern songs all around our battle for governor.
Yes. You mean those are all songs about the race?
Yeah. I had no idea. Like,
how many?
What? He's got, like, here, listen to the titles.
I met him once between the Albany show and this one, and he was trying to explain this to me.
But you just ran away from him.
I didn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah, like he's trying to explain this to me, but he runs away. You know, you run away because you don't know what he's saying and you just think he's retarded.
Yeah.
But he's kind of a cool guy. Here's his Howard Stern for Governor, which opens up the CD.
The famous song.
This is the studio version because there's a live version later on.
Yeah, lots of intro on the studio version.
Howard Stern for governor. Howard Stern for governor. For governor of New York.
All right, so you got that song. Then he's got something called FCC, Don't Censor Me. Where is he? Bring him in here so as long as I'm playing his record. He's got that Casio thing going.
FCC, don't censor me. FCC, don't censor me.
So that's your. The whole CD is about me.
It's about you and what we did. In other words, this is our Sergeant Pepper's.
Right.
In other words, this is our Sergeant Pepper. What began it was 20 weeks ago today.
Right.
But this is all about what we did at the.
The third song is called "Stan the Man" after my running mate Stan Dworkin. See, I didn't know Stan had a song.
Stan didn't know yet.
As a matter of fact, I gave it to him as a kid, and the kid said, "Thanks for honoring my father."
Stan the Man. Here it is. It's the whole. It chronicles my whole race for governor.
Stan Dworkin for lieutenant governor.
Sgt. Pepper's. His titles are a good indication of the lyrics of a song. In fact, 90% of the song is always the title of the song, which I know that's your trademark as a songwriter.
Obviously, like Picasso called Little Woman or Man at the Table, it makes it very obvious. But see, Howard, you don't realize what we did. After we left you guys, we went to the state capitol. We put up microphones and made an instant studio there. The Boy Scouts started hanging out, and we started singing our songs. The scout leader, get out of here. We made
that's why people run away from David. You never know what he's talking about. See, he had the CD out. We just didn't know it because you can't understand
I was telling Howard that you tried to tell me about this CD, and I didn't understand what you were saying.
Is that why you went into music? You have trouble communicating orally?
That's why I'm excommunicated.
Right. All right. So here's the live version of Howard Stern for Governor.
Right. Okay. This is by the way. Let me set up. This is in Albany in front of the state capitol.
Okay.
Today is the 23rd
of
April, 1994.
Is this how it starts?
We're at the state capitol of New York, in the United States of America. We just came back from the...
He always sounds like he's drunk. Are you drunk right now?
Jackie is.
No, but you're not drunk right now, right? You're not drunk. No, okay.
I'm sober.
Are you high at all?
No comment. Secretary General, I'm the press secretary. No comment.
That's yes, I can smell it.
What did you smoke before you came in here?
Lucky Reefers. Okay. Lucky Reefers. Ready. Okay, filters, right?
All right.
Another part of Albany, in Albany, at the Italian Community Center, to see the nomination of Howard Stern.
See, Kiss is what drugs will do to you.
Governor of New York candidate for the Libertarian Party. Today is the 23rd of April, 1994.
That's why I said earlier.
And they have a band for the House
what
band
drugs sound
for the campaign.
All right, here we go.
The song is called Howard Stern for Governor.
All right, this is the official version.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Howard Stern for Governor.
Well, he can play guitar.
Yeah, there you go.
Howard Stern for Governor.
See, that's the live version.
Street version.
What?
Street version.
Right. Then you got the FCC Don't Censor Me Live.
That's about the communication.
Libertarians for Freedom Live. Goodbye Mario.
Oh, listen, you like that one.
Yeah, well, that's very appropriate.
Tomorrow,
even today.
You'll love that.
All right. What track is that? Let's see. This was number 10. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell.
How many tracks on there? About 50?
Oh, don't ask. Don't ask. 11, 12, 13. Looks like 13 to me. I'm going to try 13. Goodbye, Mario.
Okay, Mario Cuomo, ex-governor of New York. 1994. Election day, the 9th.
Wave goodbye to him.
Refugee. Mario Cuomo.
I see.
Goodbye, Mario Cuomo. Mario Cuomo. Goodbye, Mario Cuomo.
There you go. All right. And let's see. And then what do you got here? He's a groovy head?
That's the Pope Smokes Dope.
Oh, that's the Pope Smokes Dope? I see. Released under a new title.
How you get the idea how to get the things out.
Right. And what's the marijuana chant?
Oh, yeah, it says marijuana behind. It's like, it's like steamed.
All right. I want to hear a little. You want to hear marijuana chant, Robin?
Yes. I want to hear anything he does.
You want to have this kind of carefree life.
I'm wondering how you get in this shape.
Yeah.
Marijuana, hey, yeah. Marijuana, hey, yeah.
Let me ask you something. How old are you?
Is it Pope on me?
No, yeah, seriously.
Okay, I'm full deck, 52.
52?
Wow.
Yeah, you look good for 52.
Thank you.
And marijuana preserves you.
I tell you something. The guy's a walking testament to marijuana power.
By the way, for the marathon, you don't know I ran 5 marathons, you know.
Oh, did
From
you?
1982 to 1984. Don't compete, just complete.
Right.
I ran the marathons like this. We partied. I was always.
How many days did it take you?
It took me 8 hours. My average time was 8 hours.
8 hours.
He walked.
Right.
Just complete. But I ran.
Yeah.
And I get the medals. I have all the medals and everything like this now.
Good for you.
So I'm a New York City. I wrote a song called New York City Marathon.
Wow. That note that killed me.
Well, that's the hook.
In Albany.
Beautiful.
You think George Pataki is rethinking it?
He don't care. He needs all the help he can get. And what about
Pataki?
And what about what is this David Peele speech? Where did you give this speech?
Listen, this is for you being nominated. You'll love this. You'll love this.
I'm sure.
This is for you being nominated for governor. Okay.
All right.
Listen, you'll like it.
By the way, when you're out promoting your album, you don't have to keep saying you'll love this, because you let people say they love it. You
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I love to hear that.
All right.
The David Peele speaks to vote for the gubernatorial candidate Howard Stern. Saturday, April 23, 1994, Albany, New York. The Libertarian Party.
Saturday.
For many years, we have been sinking into crisis. Yet we hear no clear summons from the center of power. Aims are not set. The means of realizing them are neglected. Conflicts in direction confuse our purpose.
How long does this go on for?
About a minute and a half.
Minute and a half?
Yeah. Government falters.
What is the point of it?
It's you voting. It goes back to you. It sends right to
Goes back to me?
Oh, yeah, you'll love it.
He can't help himself. He has to
Get
say
closer to
you'll
that
love
mic. I don't want to miss any incoherent word. You love it.
Bite your balls off it. No! Fear spreads that our leaders have resigned themselves to retreat. New York State is not prepared to sound retreats. It is ready to advance. It is willing to take a stand, and so is he. Therefore,
who's he, me?
I take the course, compelled by events and by his commitment to public life, that I firmly announce I will be voting as a gubernatorial candidate for the Libertarian Party. Howard Stern for governor of New York!
Wow, what an impact. What a...
Did you see what he was doing while he was listening to himself?
He's in love with it.
Mouthing along with his speech.
Right. Now, when you made this speech, was anyone listening? Was anyone in the room with you?
The Boy Scouts were there.
Oh, the Boy Scouts.
We were in we were in Albany, New York.
You were with Boy Scouts?
The Boy Scouts, tourists were there, too.
Right. Oh.
We were out in Albany in front of the Capitol steps.
Oh, you were on the Capitol steps when you made this legendary speech.
We made the speech in front of the Capitol steps.
You know who's afraid of you? Rupert Pupkin. You remember him?
Who's that?
He's afraid of you.
Well, who is he?
He's a guy I know.
Ever see, what was that?
No, what is
movie?
This?
King of Comedy?
What is Woodstock Nation? What is that now?
The Woodstock Nation, okay, because of Abby Hoffman, and also the 25th anniversary, I dedicate the song to Abby Hoffman, who passed away many years ago, for the Woodstock people, which will never go away, where I began my career as a street singer.
All right, let me hear that. All right, listen, I'm going to throw you out of here now. Okay, that's enough. All right, enough David Peele for the day. Right.
That's Halakha. By the way, I just want to say Halakha Records, which are great fans of yours.
Yes.
The ones who put it out for me and have it all over the world. Tower Records.
We can get that in Tower Records?
Yeah, and Sam Goodies, etc.
You got better distribution than Jackie.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Jackie wants to learn how to do it.
Get into Sam Goodies.
Jackie, you ain't that far off from David Peele, to be honest with you.
I hope you.
Jackie's standing there laughing at David Peele.
Right. He should be taking tips.
Yeah.
I'm bowing.
Good for you, David.
By the way, the last thing I want to say, I also did something. I'm waiting for the next time. We're going to do a song for you, Howard, called Howard Stern for President.
All right.
1996 is coming very
Well, that'll be the year I can run, because that'll be a whole different situation.
Oh, we'll be there to help out. You have all our services. The people of New York City, the Lower East Side, Howard Stern.
All right, David Peele. Hey, you lost the Jimi Hendrix button. Did they give it to you?
I gave it to you. Did you, you lose it?
You can have it.
No, it's okay. I thought you'd want it back. All right, anyway, David Peele, let me take a break, and then I can take some phone calls from my fans, because there's so many people who need to speak to me, right?
And remember, December 8th, we'll be in Strawberry Fields in front of the Dakota.
Well, that's certainly we must get there. Right, Robin?
Oh, I've got it marked on my calendar, don't you?
You know what that is? That's the day. Isn't that the day where Yoko actually runs out of the Dakota and stands there for 1 second and then runs back in?
Exactly. She's
like a cuckoo
And you guys
bird.
chase her back to her house.
Let me say something very important.
Yeah.
On October 7th, everyone's waiting in Dakota for her. She finally comes out with Julian and Sean. She just, hello, and runs right into the Cadillac. She goes into Strawberry Fields, just runs around like she's doing a pre-marathon running, goes right back to the Dakota, goes back to with a show with bodyguards.
We once did a thing on this on our Channel 9 TV show years ago. Well, we had heard how funny it was when Yoko shows up at Strawberry Fields once a year to honor John on his birthday or whatever it is.
Sounds like now twice a year.
Yeah. So anyway, we took our camera. Yoko just runs out of the Dakota, because the Dakota's right across the street from Strawberry Fields. She runs out, stands there for a second, runs around in a circle so no one can talk to her, and runs right back. And it's funny, and everyone starts chasing her.
Yeah.
Like all these street kooks.
Is it on camera?
Yeah, I got it. I got it on camera. Yeah, I got it.
I think you're in it, yes.
Yeah, you're in it. You're there chasing her.
Oh, I remember that. That's very good.
Yeah.
So in any case, I want to say to you guys like this, I hope next time...
What do you have, a speech impediment? Is that what it is?
No, what it is? I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Is that it?
No. I've heard people from Brooklyn.
I got a lot of people I know from Brooklyn. Yeah.
But I got news for you. I never got busted because the cops said, what'd you do wrong?
All right.
Never got busted.
All right. David Peele, and pick up his new CD. It's in Tower Records. David Peele.
I'm sure his
on
parents
Halico Records.
Very proud.
On Halico Records.
And John Lennon for President's coming out, and plus I hope Jackie the Joke Man could do something with you. And Fred, I heard your music. It's good. I want to see you for God's sake.
Fred. Poor Fred.
All right, there he goes. David Peele, the legend. David Peele lives.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, good luck. Stop shaking my hand so much. All right, very good. I got to go wash.
I'm a libertarian.
Did you shower?
Of course.
All right. Okay. All right, very good. What, do you shave your arms?
No. The arm shaved me.
Okay. All right, we'll be back right after these words.
We'll be right back with the nominee for the Talk Show Series Cable Ace Award, Howard Stern.
I was reading this in the paper. This was kind of funny. I saw this over the weekend. Kathy Lee Gifford in tears over slain brothers.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
Kathy Lee Gifford became so distraught yesterday talking to America's Most Wanted host, John Walsh, about the South Carolina tragedy. She had to bolt from the set of her top-rated morning talk show in order to compose herself. She is such a phony baloney. So evidently she was on the Regis and Kathy Lee show, and the guy was talking about those two kids who drowned.
Yeah.
And she had to leave the set to compose herself.
Take it.
Yeah. Why not compose yourself on camera? People like to see that.
She really needed a break.
What brought her to tears was Walsh was saying that in all the years Wanted had been on the air, the Fox show had never had a case of a mother killing her own children.
Why would that make you break down?
I don't know.
So much that you had to leave the set.
Because I think she's nuts. And she's a big phony.
Well, I know I saw in the paper last week that she gets angry now when people call her perky.
Yeah, good. Well,
I guess maybe she's fighting that image.
Yeah, I won't call her that.
I'm not perky, I break down.
She's an idiot. Well, how you on the air?
Howard.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up?
What's going on?
How many ways can you say that?
He says, hey, Howard, what's going on? Oh, okay. All right. He just used the F word. Some retard. Of course, if it's the Sally Jesse Raphael show, you can go on and say that stuff.
Oh, they don't even flinch. They let that go out.
Right. Miami, you're on the air. Hi, you're on the air in Miami.
Yeah, hi, how you doing?
Hey, dude.
Listen, I was watching the E! Show in the credits, and I don't understand why would there be someone in charge of casting? Isn't that ridiculous?
There is? I never saw that.
Really?
Who's cast on this show?
Well, what do you mean?
Right, there's it says casting director.
Casting director?
Yeah.
I've never seen that credit.
Ask Howard.
No, I'm Howard.
Pardon?
I am Howard.
No, you're not. I'm listening to him.
Oh.
How long have you been listening to this show?
He's in Miami. Probably not
Miami,
very
but I used to live in New York. I've been listening to the show for...
Well, don't listen when you
about
call.
6 years.
We're on a delay, obviously, mental patient.
Okay, good. So there is the casting director credit. Check it out.
Hey, Scott, what's all that about? He's going to continue listening to the show on his radio, so I'm going to hang up on him. But he brings up a point here. Is there a casting director on our show?
And what did they do? I'd like to know.
Well, let's get them to work. I don't like some of the people on the show. I'd like to recast them.
We'd like to change the cast.
I don't recall anyone being a cast. Where is Scott Einziger? Can't he pop in here for a second?
He's listening on delay, too.
Or someone from the E! Show? Goodness sake.
Nobody's watching or listening to us, Howard.
Scott, tell me something. What happens when I call for you? Where are you?
I was in with your boss.
Who? Tom? Oh, the other guy.
Yeah.
What's his problem?
Nothing, just talking to him.
Oh, she's doing his show out there for you?
Yeah.
I see.
He likes to entertain on an individual basis.
I think he'd be busier. I don't know. You think he'd be busier?
This is why I told you he was a genius.
Yeah.
He still has all this free time.
Well, free time to do his show out in the halls. Aren't you supposed to be watching my show?
I am. I normally watch your show. I had to speak to.
Who is our casting director? We have a credit that says casting director at the end of the show? This guy's mistaken, right?
Yes, mistaken.
Oh, okay. Because I had never seen that.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to know. You can go back out in the hall and do whatever it is you do.
I hope we didn't interrupt anything really important.
Right. New Orleans, you're on the air. Hello, you're on the air in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. This is going well. New York, you're on the air.
I'm on the air.
Yes, you're on the air.
This is K-Rock.
Yes, you're on the air.
This Howard Stern?
Yes, you're on the air.
One more time.
Really? Holy cow, I got through.
Oh, you have nothing to say. Stupid ass. You're on the air.
Another one of those guys experimenting with the telephone.
Hey, I got through. Like that's so amazing that he got through.
He dialed a number, it rang, and someone picked up.
Wow. Hey, I got through.
Hello?
Hi, you got through.
Hello?
Hi, you
got through?
Yeah. You got through. You won the lottery.
Yeah, right.
What can I do for you, my darling?
Can I talk to Howard?
Yes, you're on the air. Why is that such a difficult concept?
Howard?
Yes.
It's like deja vu.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Howard.
Yes.
This is Jackie in Paramus.
Oh, good. I didn't know that.
Can I talk to you?
No. He answered the phone because he doesn't want to talk.
No, I don't want to talk to you.
I have a major complaint.
Good. I have a complaint. That's you.
No, seriously.
What is your complaint, my darling?
Television.
Ah.
It's absolutely horrible.
Television is horrible?
Yes. And what I really want is there's 99 channels, right?
Right.
Why can't there be one channel 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, with America's Most Wanted?
That's what you want to talk about?
Yeah.
You want to know why you can't have a channel that broadcasts America's Most Wanted 24 hours a day?
Right. I mean, there's absolutely nothing on TV.
Well, why would you want that 24 hours a day?
Well, because, I mean, I'm sure a lot more things would be solved.
Oh, my God. A lot more things would be solved.
Oh, I got through.
Yeah, hey, you got through. I got through.
Howard.
Okay, I never saw a dopier audience.
Howard, George Pataki is nowhere, man.
Well, you could choose to say that, but I'll tell you why I like him.
Well, you like him because he called in first.
No, wrong.
We didn't even have that contest.
We didn't even do that.
It's a tradition.
It's a tradition, but we didn't do it this time. We didn't do it this time.
All right, tell me why you like him.
Well, tell me why you don't.
I don't because I believe he's just exactly the same thing, that he's a career politician.
All right, so let me ask you something.
Yes.
Having said that, your big thing, you would rather see Cuomo be in there another 4 years with no hope of doing anything?
People spend all this time saying that government can't cure all the ills, and then once it comes up, you got to...
So then why would you vote? If you feel that way about government, why wouldn't you be for changing a guy every 4 years?
And I admit, I'm not a New York, I'm a New Jersey guy. I'd vote for Golisano.
I knew he was going to say that.
Yeah, listen.
Well, yeah, because
if you vote for him, it's like throwing your vote out the window.
Well, but so you're going to vote for somebody that isn't really going to do what you want him to do. He's going to do what Al wants him to do. And
I don't mind. I like what he wants him to do.
Talk about Al D'Amato.
I don't mind Al D'Amato. I like him.
About Piss Christ. You remember Piss Christ? You remember?
I agree with Al D'Amato on Piss Christ.
Al D'Amato tearing up a painting?
Yes, and I agree with him on it. I agree with Al D'Amato.
You don't really believe in First Amendment.
No, you don't know that. You don't know what the First Amendment is. You're as dumb as a wall. I'm not going to take political advice from you.
Well, I don't want to give you advice. I want to discuss it with you.
Piss Christ
was
paid for by the taxpayers. I don't think...
You don't believe in National Endowment for the Arts?
Absolutely not.
He said that many times.
That's true, he has.
Al D'Amato is a guy who said, hey, I don't care if you want to urinate on a crucifix. That's fine. And take a picture of it.
I understand.
If it's art, let somebody pay for it. Why would the taxpayers... We're supposedly in a tax crisis. We're supposedly the most taxed state. We're the most taxed country. We're taxed out of our brains. And people are giving money so people can urinate on crucifixes. I don't mind that people urinate on crucifixes.
You know how much money goes in
how much could that cost?
In the great universe of
the guy asked me a question, and then he doesn't listen.
I am listening to you, but
you're going to keep talking underneath me. And you're like so many guys, hey, how come you like Pataki? You're going to find something negative in everyone. But if you don't like being taxed, and you don't like the idea that our governor is busy spending a majority of his time importing criminals into this state, so that the death penalty...
A judge ruled that was...
No. Cuomo went out of his way to make sure that guy was brought to New York. Oklahoma... What do you mean you don't believe it? You don't read the paper, you schmuck. You're so stupid. Go vote for Golisano.
I would.
You dumbass. He's in Jersey. He's worried about New York State. Meanwhile,
it's amazing. As soon as he says you don't believe in the National Endowment of the Arts, and you say no, I said, well, he said that for many years. He goes, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. 30 cents. I'm paying more for gasoline than this guy in New Jersey, and I want to know why. I want to know why road construction is done during the day and not at night to convenience me. I want to know why our governor is busy importing criminals so that they won't be executed. I mean, I don't mind that you're against the death penalty. Don't import people here who are going to be killed. Why would you concentrate on that? And everyone's so afraid to vote for Pataki. Why would you be afraid? Well, because Al D'Amato likes him? Who cares? Al D'Amato's a good senator. I'm not afraid of Al D'Amato. Well, you don't think Cuomo is Giuliani's boy? Okay, come on, what's the difference? You got to shake things up a little bit here. We're stagnating. So stupid. I see people who are fed up with the way things are in New York State, and they're not going to change it.
Well, at least the polls have changed considerably.
Loco.
Over the last week.
Of course they've changed, and I'll tell you why they changed, because we endorsed them. There's been no difference other than that. Because I couldn't stand it anymore. I was sitting on the sidelines. I said, this is ridiculous. I read these surveys. People are afraid. They're afraid. But what are you afraid of? Pussies. New York, you're on the air.
Hi, I'm calling for Howard.
Yes.
I want to know what was going on with the thing in Raritan.
What is Raritan?
Raritan, New Jersey. It's the place where they had the anti-cursing bill, where you weren't allowed to...
Oh, it was already thrown out.
It was already thrown out?
Of course. Okay. You know, can you imagine... The town of Raritan didn't want people cursing, so they're going to...
On the street.
On the street, so they're going to... So a judge already said that's absurd. You can't do that.
Okay, because I heard that you were going to go down there or whatever for a book signing.
No, I'm not going to Raritan. That whole thing is a joke.
But he does remind me of a question I have. What happened with Pam Antonelli?
Pam Antonelli still doesn't have a job. She got offered 2 jobs. Hey, Gary, I don't even know how to answer that question. What was the bottom line on Pam Antonelli? The woman who got fired from the Westlaco Library. Where is she at with all of this?
She does not have a job. The bottom line on it was that she was offered a couple of jobs, but they weren't really librarian jobs. They were sort of clerical jobs, not really what she's qualified to do.
I see.
She wants to be a librarian.
Right. I thought it was
to be the... had an interview with the library.
It did not work out. It wasn't. She told me that it was not a librarian job.
Oh, I see. Because they told me it was to be the assistant director to the library.
So she just ended up being a clerk.
I guess so.
Yeah, it wasn't what she wanted. So if there's any librarian jobs open...
Do me a favor, never trim your mustache without my permission. I'm the one who's
cut it really short.
I'm the one who's got to look at you.
Hey, Howard, man, you know anything about this Raritan town?
What is with you in Raritan? What do you want from me?
I live in a town right next to Raritan.
If I lived in Raritan, I would be out on the street right now screaming out every foul word I could.
See, it's pretty funny because that town is like total white trash.
Of course, it's nothing. It's a town in Jersey that went off. You know what it is? They're bored out there.
Oh yeah.
Dopes. Going to legislate how people talk.
Well, obviously they turned over the city council or whatever, town council, to a bunch of old people.
Yeah, I mean, I live right over there. It's total, you know, anyone who's not white.
All right, okay, thank you. I mean, who wants to hear about that? Bore me some more. Raritan.
We need to learn everything we can.
I'd rather talk about Gary's mustache. Looks like your gums grew another inch when you shaved that thing. You got to keep that long over your mouth.
Why did he trim it?
Because it gets in your food, Robin.
Oh.
Who cares? I got to look at you. Hey, I got a big announcer for you. Let me tell you, what day is our guest coming in?
Oh, okay. It's, wait a second. It's either this Thursday. I think it's, I got to look on the calendar.
It was supposed to be this week.
I think it's this Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah.
All right, tomorrow I'll announce who our guest is going to be on Thursday.
I was going to ask you as well. There was a decision you were trying to make last week in regard to this guest.
I'm going to tell you ahead of time.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you tomorrow who our guest is on Thursday. You're going to love this.
Yeah?
Oh, you guys are going to love this.
How come you can't tell me today?
I can tell you today, but I thought maybe we'd wait till tomorrow.
Oh.
All right, I'll take a break and I'll tell you. How's that?
All right.
Make you sit through the commercials.
I'm excited. You can tell me again tomorrow.
You're going to go nuts. You guys are going to love this.
Baba Booey.
What? Not Jay Leno. Who cares? But Jay Leno's a psychopath.
Should we get together and hold each other? Is it going to be
It could be great.
I'm telling you, Howard could give each of you 100 guesses and no one would ever come up.
Well, maybe I'll give you 100 guesses.
Ah.
Hey, well, quickly, this guy in Los Angeles, what do you want?
He just wants to say Baba Booey.
You want to say Baba Booey?
Good morning.
All right, what can I do for you?
Oh, I was going to tell you, love the E! show.
Which one did you see?
Oh, the Halloween was just excellent.
Yes, well, listen, the E! show rules, and we know it.
I just want to tell you, when you guys did the FMEs a few weeks back, you had Kinnison's brother on, Bill.
Bill, yes.
And he mentioned that he was on the air.
Yeah, he has a radio show somewhere, but I don't know exactly.
Well, I'm out here in his area, and I guess he gave the call letters that day, so I had tuned in one morning, and they were just ragging on you guys badly.
Who was that, Bill?
Yes, and he had some wannabe Billy West kind of guy on there, had said that he tried to hook up with you guys a few years back, and...
Well, listen, I don't know. I'm very friendly with Bill. I find that hard to believe, but...
Bill is the morning man?
I actually have tapes of it. It's not queued up or anything. I'd probably have to...
Well, send me the tape, and if I hear that, I'll cut him off. Thank you.
He is actually the morning man on this show?
I think he's trying to get a morning radio thing.
It sounds really similar. The way that they do the show, it's like an AM version of Stern. It's really bad.
Let me tell you something. There isn't a guy in radio now who isn't doing some version of my show.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
What you got to do is get tapes of what radio sounded like about, 12 years ago, before I got into it. Before I got famous.
Well,
I was into it before I got famous. Listen to what all of them were doing. Mo, Larry, and Curly, all of them.
Man, I got to tell you, I love what you guys have been doing. I've been listening.
Okay, thank you. We're going to take a break, and I'll tell you who our guest is going to be on Thursday.
I can't wait.
We were doing a whole thing on sports in here during the commercials.
Is that right?
Well, Stuttering John came in and swears that he heard that next season all the Jets coaches will be fired, and they're bringing in Jimmy Johnson.
From Dallas.
From Dallas.
There's been a rumor.
And I think that's almost impossible to believe.
Yeah, I don't believe it either.
Well, and the reason being is that Jimmy hates the Giants so much.
And I
hates the Giants.
And I said, if he hates the Giants, why doesn't he go to coach a team in the Giants division? The Jets never play the Giants, and they're never, they're never going to play the Giants.
I'll tell you why. Let me explain to you something. The Giants are the #1 football team in New York. In New York, the Giants are the team.
Not this week, they're not.
But they have been for the last 10 years, correct?
People are more into the Giants.
So now, by making the Jets the #1 team, everyone forgets about the Giants. That's why.
It's a good move. Jimmy Johnson's a great coach. But how do you know this and no one else knows it?
I heard from a reliable source.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, no.
Stockbroker.
No. A guy who's family of the team. Family of the coaching staff.
Is that right?
Yep. He told me yesterday he had a family pass on and everything. At the game he had 50-yard seats.
So is it a done deal?
No, Jimmy's considering it. It ain't like it's done.
Oh, well, anyone would consider it.
I wish it would happen because we need some good coaching staff. I don't think
that coach is so bad that the Jets have.
I think he's done a pretty good job.
It's generally considered that the coach of the Jets now is a pretty good coach. He's a young guy.
I don't know where you heard that. I mean, any Jet fan, again, when you sit in the
watch the game.
They all despise him.
John thinks he's a bad coach because the guy decided to pass on 4th and 1.
Like last week.
That's a good move.
Howard,
you don't always run the ball.
Howard, you remember what the Giants used to do?
The Jets aren't the Giants.
Quarterback
sneak. But so what? That's what the Giants used to do. This guy's the Jets.
Then Pete Carroll runs on first down every time. Runs on second down every time. Gains no yardage. They were booing him yesterday.
No.
They won yesterday.
Gary, you watch the TV with half a brain sometimes. I'm telling you. I swear.
I tried to have 50-yard line tickets.
Yeah, but you don't see. I mean, even
did you smoke pot yesterday at the game?
Yes, I did.
There you go.
There you go.
I knew that. We heard things that didn't happen.
No, I swear.
Yeah. John, you were watching
how many beers did you have by halftime? How many beers by halftime?
About 5.
Oh, man.
Did you drive home?
Yeah, but everyone in there is drunk. It's fun.
You know what game you were at?
I think I'm here in the right
game. You know what the worst part is, Howard?
Yeah. You're watching the game with half a brain, though.
I got to tell you something. They stopped selling beers at the beginning of halftime. Now, there's another 2 hours left of game time.
Right.
So what you got to do, what me and my friend was doing, I would buy 2.
Right.
Then the guy behind me, I'd give him a couple bucks to go buy me another one. So I had a tray of beers. So
you have to stock up.
The ones in the cups?
Yes, you got to stock up.
You have to stock up.
And what do? You pee every 3 minutes? Like, do you have to run back into the bathroom?
I don't have to pee until 5 beers. Then it's every
because it builds up, right?
Yeah, you hold it in.
Why do you have to have 5 beers?
So we can get high.
Have a good time. What do you mean? Well, you have to have 5 beers.
Why don't you just pee on the floor?
You have to get drunk at the football game. That's a must.
Oh, it's great.
It's the best.
Great. Now, and then we were talking about the Dodgers.
You were at the Jet game yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, the Jets are kind of interesting this season.
I think so.
I think they're a great team.
If the Giants suck, the Giants are a classic example of a great team that all of a sudden it was like, remember when the Mets had that great year and they won the World Series, and then the next year they decided they had to trade everyone away,
everybody, right?
And they should have just kept the team. That's what the Giants did after they started. Right? Am I right?
That's what happened. It's similar to what the Mets did with Dykstra, with Lenny Dykstra. They got rid of Dykstra for Juan Samuel. Then they got rid of Mickey Wilson to Toronto. Juan Samuel sucked. Now the Giants are the same.
Why is everyone on this show inarticulate?
What the Giants did, Robin, is they got rid of Phil Simms, they got rid of Jeff Hostetler, and they bring in some guy who's like throwing the ball to the other
It's true. It really is true.
Well, I know Phil left.
The drunk over there actually is making sense.
They brought in a guy that should have been in. In other words, they should have had him in for the season with Phil.
Right.
Phil could have shown him what to do. They
they moved too fast. There's no transition.
And then they get a coach, Dan Reeves, right, from the Broncos. Dan Reeves, the Giants have been a ball control offense for 10 years now.
All right. This isn't a sports show.
Okay, I know, but
I know what I'm talking about.
Dan Reeves has done a great job with what he's had to work with. Last year he took them to the playoffs and they stink.
What's your problem, Stuttering John? I agree with Gary.
I don't, because Dan Reeves, Howard, is a guy who coached John Elway.
It's not the coach, it's the team. Let me tell you something about the coach. The coach is calling decent plays. If the team can't execute it,
Howard,
that's it.
Right. This is why he's off base. Let me just explain to you, Gary.
Do you think a different coach could make this Giants team any better than they are?
Gary, hold on, let me finish them.
A different coach
can I say one thing? Hold on, let me ask you a question. The Giants had the same running backs they had 5 years ago. They have Hampton and they have Meggett.
Wait a second. What about the guy?
It's a very simplistic solution to blame. It's a simplistic solution to blame the coach.
They're missing a key running back that was their MVP. What happened to that guy? The guy that was the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Hampton?
No.
Meggett?
No.
Otis Anderson?
Otis Anderson.
He was 45 years old.
And he was the MVP. He had a great season with them. They don't have the same players.
All right, listen, I'm not going to argue this anymore.
And if they did have the same players...
Is that important? I wish the football players would go on strike now listening to this.
That's the only thing left to talk about. I watched all sports this weekend. I watched the Jet game. I watched Foreman beat that guy's ass.
Yeah. Michael Moore.
I even forced my wife to watch. We laid in bed and I made her watch because she wanted to watch a movie.
What, to twist her arm?
Yeah, just said, get in here and watch this. This is going to be a good fight. You watch. And she was excited.
But did you know that a half minute in the Super Bowl this year is going for like $1 million?
Yeah.
To advertise
the
Super
kind of
Bowl
cool.
Because all the other sports have crapped out and they're not around.
Wow. I laid in bed, I farted and watched the game. Watched the fight Saturday night. And then I had sex with my wife.
Did you have to fart while you were doing that?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Oh, get out of here.
I try to hold it in.
Boy, do they get mad.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's disgusting.
And I've been eating like a lot of broccoli, beans, and rice the whole day, and I don't even smell like myself.
You smell like somebody
I smell like somebody else is in the room. But I did something wild Saturday night, Robin. You'll appreciate this as a woman. I became I became an alternate person. I told my wife while the lights were out, I was laying in bed, I said to her, I have never admitted this to you, but I have another human being living inside of me. Look at this. So she's laying in bed. No, just watch. No. I said, I have a full other personality.
You have another personality, like a multiple personality thing going on.
His name is Mr. Zaremba, and he is now going to come out and talk to you. And she goes, stop this. I don't want this. I go,
I don't
no.
want Mr. Zaremba.
And you're not going to sleep. I said, you're not going to sleep with Howard now. Mr. Zaremba is going to have sex with you.
I haven't told you, but Mr. Zaremba has had you many times.
Yeah, no. I said, and Mr. Zaremba's not sick of having sex with you. This is the first time for Mr. Zaremba. So all of a sudden, she got all scared, and she goes, I'm putting on the lights because I'm getting scared. I said,
now, does
no.
Mr. Zaremba sound different?
No, he sounds different.
Oh, he does?
What kind of guy is Mr. Zaremba?
He talks like this.
Oh, God.
Mr. Zaremba's like a mass murderer.
He's like a pervert.
Yeah, he's a pervert. And he was like, you know, you're nice.
Well, how is he different from Howard?
And I was a lot rougher. Mr. Zaremba's a lot rougher in bed. Yep. So, Zaremba, I want Howard. And I said, you are having Mr. Zaremba.
It sounds like Gary's been with Mr. Zaremba.
Hey, Gary, get over here. Mr. Zaremba's by. So, anyway, she goes, who is this? I want to know who I'm talking to.
Now, is she supposed to call him Mr. Zaremba?
Yeah, and she starts saying Mr. Zaremba. And I said, what's going on? And she's getting all scared and everything. And she goes, that's it. And she starts like getting crying and stuff because she didn't like being with Mr. Zaremba. And I said, you're going to have to be with Mr. Zaremba. And I thought it was the funniest thing.
Howard.
So then she runs out of the bed and turns the lights on to see that it's me.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, now I'm back. I'm okay. And then she turns off the light, and I became Mr. Zaremba again. She goes, I don't like it. I don't want to play this game. I said, I'm torturing you.
Does Mr. Zaremba do things that Howard wouldn't do?
No. No, he doesn't go that far. Mrs. Zaremba pretty much did what he had to do. The same thing Howard does.
Mrs. Zaremba didn't spend 15 minutes in foreplay.
Yeah. No. In fact, while Alison was begging for the vibrator, Mr. Zaremba just did the act. Did his thing and finished.
She still asked Mr. Zaremba for the vibrator. Huh?
Yeah.
And Mr. Zaremba knew where it was.
And Mr. Zaremba told her not to get it.
How'd you come up with that name, Zaremba?
He was a teacher of mine. I was growing up. Mr. Zaremba. And it just sounded so evil. Mr. Zaremba. Isn't that great?
No, that's silly.
Oh, you would love it. Come over here. I'll play Mr. Zaremba with you.
So silly.
She was frightened out of her mind. I'm a good actor. Mr. Zaremba wants you now. Imagine all the lights. Turn on all the lights. Turn on all the lights. Here, what? Here. Here's how it works. Here you go. Watch.
Gotta go totally dark.
Turn off all Robin's lights, too. Turn everything, every light off.
You gotta be totally in the dark, like
totally.
Space Mountain or something.
I want it all dark. And just picture me. Hey, come over here and sit on my lap, and I'm gonna let me be Mr. Zaremba. Come over here.
Mr. Zaremba.
Come here. Well, all the lights are on. I can't do it now.
You can't act in the light,
That's scary. You see, you won't be scared because you'll be seeing my face. Imagine it. Close your eyes. Come here, Mr. Zaremba.
How do you think you're going to scare me?
Come over here. I'll scare you. Come over and come into a dark room with me and let me be Mr. Zaremba. And Mr. Zaremba takes no prisoners.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Zaremba will rip your panties off. Mr. Zaremba wants you. Come here. Come here, Robin. Come speak to Mr. Zaremba.
I'd be laughing.
You're not laughing. Let me tell you something. You would have been frightened out of your mind.
All right.
And then I lay there like I'm dead. And I go, Mr. Zaremba's in the room. And Alison got all upset and starts getting weepy and leaves the room and gets all angry at me.
Well,
she must have been real horny because she came back from Mr. Zaremba.
Yeah, I figure she knows who was in the room.
Yeah, wait, I'll call her. She'll tell you about Mr. Zaremba.
Call her as Mr. Zaremba.
Yeah, watch. Yeah, okay, here. Hey, Gary, get her on the phone.
Over the radio show.
Well, you look good. Then I'll tell you who our special guest is going to be on Thursday.
All right.
Mrs. Zaremba.
That was my guess. Alison, it's Gary.
Was Mr. Zaremba full of gas?
Yeah.
Right, hold on a second.
Watch this.
Then how could she be confused?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Mr. Zaremba.
I don't like Mr. Zaremba.
This is Mr. Zaremba. He's coming home tonight, and he's going to do what he did to you Saturday night.
Oh, God. That wasn't bad.
Did Mr. Zaremba take you? Who's better in bed, Howard or Mr. Zaremba?
Well, I must admit, Mr. Zaremba was pretty good.
Mr. Zaremba likes it.
Mr.
Hard and
Zaremba was
fast.
the janitor at the Hebrew school.
Yeah. I told her, and she even said, "Who is this Mr. Zaremba?" I go, "I'm a janitor at a Hebrew
I said,
school.
you sound like a janitor. He goes, I am.
I'm a janitor at a Hebrew school." And she was all freaked out. Tell Robin how freaked out you got. You were getting you were crying.
No, Howard.
You got real weepy.
I wanted
and then
you to come back.
And then you made me turn on the lights so you could see if it was really me in bed.
Well, he always plays dead.
I don't know what you're doing.
She gets really scared when I take on a different character.
Yes, but what is this playing dead?
Yeah, exactly. What is the dead?
I just want her to see me dead. This is what I'll look like in my coffin. I did it for the kids. I do it for the kids. I show the kids. This is what Daddy's going to look like when he's laying in the grave.
You're a weirdo.
No, I want the kids to be prepared. They have to learn how to deal with it.
They didn't like it either with you being dead.
No, they loved it.
That is sick, Howard. That's
Isn't
the sickest thing I've ever heard you say.
No, the kids have to
He
see
does
what
the dead all the time.
Kids shouldn't be afraid of death.
They shouldn't be exposed to it every minute either.
Yeah.
It's not like, they need to see you lying there pretending to be dead.
Gary, you taking lessons how to be a father?
Yeah, I'm lie dead.
Demented. That's why my kids don't even want me in the room. Next week, you get it from Knucklehead Smith in bed. He's trapped inside me, too.
Deborah wants to say hi.
Oh, okay.
Does she know Mrs.
No. Mellow out.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Deborah. What are you doing? Hi, honey. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, what are you doing?
I'm home because my bus didn't come yet.
Oh, why is that?
Because I get picked up at 9 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it's not late.
Okay.
Who's the greatest father in the whole world?
You.
Right.
Do you
right
know
answer.
any others?
Hello.
Ask Deborah, out of all of her friends, all the dads that she knows from her friends, who is the greatest dad?
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Who is the greatest dad of all the dads you know and all your friends? You can answer the question.
Who is the best, Deborah?
You.
Thank you.
Oh, she's just trying to make you feel better.
Hey, Deborah, didn't I show you how Daddy would look laying there on the bed dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that
Did
cool?
he look good?
And then he turned into a vampire.
Well, don't tell them that. That's
so weird.
The kids loved it, though. Wasn't I a good vampire?
Yes.
Didn't I scare you guys?
Yes.
Is that good? You like being scared?
Yeah, she likes it. Remember I went, Mina. Mina.
That's Mrs. Zaremba's voice.
Hey, Robin. How many voices do you think I could do? I love you, honey.
Okay, I love you too.
All right. She's at the best age.
She's very loving.
She is at the best age.
Because everything revolves around you.
No, she's 8 years old. Watch this. Hey, put it back on.
Okay, hold on. Daddy wants to talk.
Hi.
Who is Deborah's boyfriend?
What?
Who is Deborah's boyfriend?
You.
Exactly. Thank you, Deborah.
You're so silly.
See, that's what's great. When they're 8 years old,
they love you.
They love you. I love you. You're the best.
Thank you.
Where's Mommy?
Right here.
Okay, honey. You want to perform or anything?
What?
You want to do anything? You want to do any kind of performance?
No.
All right. Just want to check.
See ya.
See you later, Deborah.
Okay.
When you inherit the show, be nice to my son.
Hi.
Hi. You see, I was just explaining how 8 years old is the best age.
It's wonderful.
It's like they adore you and they love you.
They still think you're the greatest.
They still think you're the greatest, and they're not embarrassed by you. Even in front of their friends, you can stand there and kiss them and stuff. But when they're like 10 or 11, Emily's totally embarrassed. By me.
It's only 3 more years till it's good to drop me off on the corner because I have friends to see.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that. Don't
Yeah.
walk near me.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. 8 years old. If I could freeze my kids, I'd make them 8 years old.
That's a nice, healthy attitude.
Yeah. Deborah is like just and Emily was like that at 8.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's a stage, Howard.
Yeah,
It's a wonderful stage.
Allison was like that at 8.
You remember that
Yeah.
age with her, too.
When she first met me, she was like that. She adored me. Now she just puts up with me.
Howard.
So Ashley's talking and everything right now. Right?
Oh, yeah, she
Oh,
talks.
yeah. What'd you do to your hair, John?
What's that?
What'd you do to your hair?
I shaved it.
Yeah, it's really attractive.
I can't wait to see.
I'm telling you it is, Allison. Don't listen to Howard.
He looks like a
I
man.
look very handsome.
Howard will be doing it soon.
Yeah, well, I'm going to cut my hair shorter.
Hey, Howard, I got to tell you, man, I was watching you over here, and, like, the mic was cut off half of your nose.
Yeah.
And you actually look good.
I know. Without my nose, I'd be really handsome.
You really would.
I'm thinking of just lopping the whole thing off. If I had gotten a nose job, I could have been
You know,
handsome.
we got to get you. Did you ever see Roxanne when they have those, like, cards that you can put on the side of your face and see how small
You had one of those.
I got news for you. If Alison and I ever break up, which I don't see
You're
happening,
going for the nose job
I'm going for a
first?
nose job then for dates.
thanks a lot.
Well, I don't need to get it now. She's already in love with me.
Now, what would happen if you were 60 years old?
Maybe Mr. Zaremba
became single again.
If I was 60, I have to be single by the time I'm 60.
Alison, are you ready to go?
I mean, I can't wait that much longer. Alison's got to let me date.
I'll let you go now.
No, Mrs. Zaremba's going to date.
I got to show you this.
No, my wife was really good in the sack Saturday night. She totally satisfied me.
Yeah.
Right, honey?
Let me just tell you this. I just got to finish this. They have a whole segment in People magazine on those ex-wives.
Yeah.
Club, you know, the Michael Landon and the guy, the woman who was married to Ken Barry and Jerry Lewis's wife. They have a whole section in People magazine.
Yeah, they should all be crying. Their husbands made them millionaires.
Mrs. Leonard Nimoy seems to be taking it hardest of all.
Oh, is she? And he's a prize. You wouldn't want to lose him in bed.
There's a loss.
Yeah.
She talks about how they were at some function together and he walked past like she was a stranger.
I saw Leonard Nimoy the other day being interviewed about something. He has big fake white teeth.
Yes.
And he looks 100 years old, and he's got the teeth of a 19-year-old.
The only reason he got that part originally because he was so odd-looking.
Yeah. He's believe me. She's sitting and crying over him.
But she goes, 33 years, and he walks by me like I'm a stranger.
Oh, tell these women to get a life. They all act like they're victims. Why did they go out and get a boyfriend?
I don't think I'll ever be in that category. I don't think he's ever letting me go.
No, I would feel strange about another guy having sex with you.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Mrs. Zaremba?
Mrs. Zaremba had her, but...
Mrs. Zaremba.
Mrs. Zaremba's coming back for you next weekend.
You know, I wouldn't mind
Brace yourself.
doing some interesting, creative, fun role-playing, but...
I did something fun this weekend. I did a new position on her. Didn't I do a new position?
Mrs. Zaremba has positions?
I made Alison leave her leg in a weird place.
After 20
years? The entire sex, I said, Mrs. Zaremba said...
Where is the leg, huh?
Here's what happened. I was having sex with her, and I said...
Oh, God, hold on.
Don't you...
Take it down?
I said, don't you take it down. And she goes, what'll happen if I take it down? Mr. Zaremba will show you.
Oh, and what happened?
So as we were doing it, her leg started slip, and I started spanking her because her leg slipped. But it was Mr. Zaremba. I normally wouldn't do that. Oh, bye, Deborah. Bye, Deborah.
Talk about timing. Bye. Talk about timing.
How long was she listening? No, she wasn't listening.
She's not listening.
Oh, good. So Mrs. Zaremba forced Alison to keep her leg up in the air the whole time. And then when she slipped, I spanked her.
Oh. What?
Well, you know I spank you now, as Mr. Zaremba. And you like it.
Oh, my
How many
God.
spanks? Was it like one spank?
No, I give her like 5 hard, like real quick. Boom. It's like...
Mr. Zaremba doesn't care about her knee disease?
I don't consider that a spanking.
What?
Mr. Zaremba doesn't care about her knee disease?
No, Mrs. Zaremba doesn't pay any attention.
No condomulation?
No, not with Mrs. Zaremba. No.
I don't have that
Yeah, she's different around Mrs. Zaremba.
Healed immediately.
Maybe Mr. Zaremba could bring another girl home with Alison.
Yeah, what would Mr. Zaremba...
Mr. Zaremba's evil.
Can't you bring Mrs. Zaremba?
She really hates Mr. Zaremba. And she got all angry and upset.
He says you came back for him.
No.
No, you got back into bed with Mrs. Zaremba. You eventually had sex with Mrs. Zaremba.
I thought it was you.
What?
I thought it was you.
No, you knew it wasn't because you turned on the lights to see who it was. She gets nervous and turns on the lights because she thinks I really changed.
Oh, boy.
Why do you turn on the lights? Do you really think I became someone else?
I thought you were dead.
No, come on.
Did she really turn on the lights?
Yeah, she runs over. She gets scared. She goes, I have to see who I'm with.
Yeah, maybe Mr. Zaremba has a different face. You never know.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
He seems very strange over the weekends.
Saturday night, Mrs. Zaremba's going to be back.
I don't know. This is all very strange behavior. Playing dead.
Well, that we've been doing for years.
Yeah.
I never knew about that.
Now he's doing it with his kids.
Amazing.
She doesn't know Mr. Zaremba. Mr. Zaremba's married.
His eyes roll into his head. His mouth. He really likes it.
Oh, he really just—he's not even doing the funeral dead where they have him placed.
No. Oh no. He's like newly dead.
And you're discovering it.
No, what I do is I lay there and I let the saliva start. I let like drool, and then my eyes, glaze over, and I do the whole death thing.
I mean, he's been doing this. He knows I don't like it.
I do it until it aggravates her.
Macabre.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm with a 7-year-old. Maybe 8.
That's pushing it.
Mr. Zaremba is going to bring home his wife next weekend, Tempest Zaremba. All right, honey, I got to go.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. See, she's all happy from the weekend.
She seems to be very excited about Mr. Zaremba.
I won't have to deliver the kielbasa till next weekend. That'll keep her going for the whole week.
She's got this hot new man.
Yeah. She has a new boyfriend. Mrs. Zaremba. You guys ought to try it. I'm telling you, get with your wives and be Mr. Zaremba.
Oh, all these
I'm
years
gonna come
I've
up with a
been
name
trying.
too.
Yeah, it's wild.
Because you can
be,
but don't break character.
You can be completely different.
No matter what she does, don't break character.
Just become something else and stay in it.
Yeah, and stay in it.
But how long have I been trying to get you to do something like that?
You?
Yes, I've always told you to play act
Well,
and
there you
role
go.
play and
I
do
think
all kinds of things.
Mr. Zaremba tips his hat to you. Alison got really scared. She's running around the room. She starts crying because I won't stop.
Crying?
Yeah, but then eventually she gets in bed and she's
Now,
laughing.
that doesn't stop you.
No. Once you're in character, you don't change. I'm telling you, that's the whole key.
All right.
You got to torture. Mrs. Zaremba, and he jokes like that, and it's dark, and he's got his arms, and then I put my hands around her throat. She got all nervous that Mrs. Zaremba was going to kill her.
I don't know what's wrong. But, you really do have those thoughts in your head that you express on the air.
Yes.
Oh, you're terrible.
Yes. Mrs. Zaremba.
You didn't put your arms around her neck during sex, but
during foreplay, which lasts for like a minute.
Yeah, how could she notice that?
But it's such a goof because she gets so scared. But you got to do it real good. You got to be convincing.
You can't drop out after a certain point and say, okay, I'm Jackie the Joke Man again.
No. Yeah, you can't all of a sudden be Jackie the Joke Man. If you're Jackie the Joke Man, you become Mr. Zaremba.
Just kidding, Dad.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Mr. Zaremba.
Like, even if she leaves the room and she's pissed off at you, you stay as Mr. Zaremba. It was after the Foreman fight. I don't know where it came from, but it just happened.
It was spontaneous.
Yeah.
You thought of it.
I was really bored. It comes out of sheer boredom.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Although I do spend a lot of the weekend thinking about if I was single, what I'd be doing for the weekend instead of sitting in the house.
Oh, you're planning your weekend if you weren't.
I'd be out partying. I would have been at Scores.
You check the social calendar.
Yeah.
You check the social calendar to see what events you'd like to attend.
Yeah, like I'd be going to concerts, clubs, screenings.
It was Models Week this week. You could have had a different.
I know. I would have gone to like all those shows, those modeling shows. It is hard.
You were invited to sit in the front row at one of the major models. I told you about it. I did tell you about it. You were like, I don't want to be bothered with that. What am I going to do?
Yeah, because I'm not going to get laid.
It was like a weekday.
Oh.
But if you were single...
Well, that would be scouting for the weekend.
Right. Oh, I would have been there. And you know what? I would be so much more energetic if I was single. You'd see I'd have energy to go out. I would make time.
That I'd like to see that.
He would. It does. It invigorates you.
I should have sent Zaremba.
How does he dress? I would like to see
He's
that.
very natty. Why don't we take a break and then I'll tell you who's going to be on the show Thursday. It's going to really break you up. You're going to be really
Can we guess a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. No problem. All right. That's one of the best songs ever written, right there.
Who's that?
The Cult. It's a song about, I think, rain. That's a song anyone could be proud of. Right, Robin? Right.
I'm very proud of it.
So Stuttering John's going to be in Tony and Tina's wedding.
Yes, apparently anybody can be in.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. So I said to John, let me see you act. Does
he have a real part with speaking lines?
Yeah, there's an off-Broadway play called Tony and Tina's Wedding where...
Well, you know what this is. It's in an apartment building.
No.
Or something.
It's at a church.
And you go in and everybody becomes a member of the wedding.
Right, I hate that.
No, but you don't.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be part of the show. I go to a show to see a show. I don't want to be part of a show.
You don't have to. It's up to you.
Do people come up to you and start interacting with you?
Oh yeah.
Do actors come up to you and start talking to you and you have to answer them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Forget it.
It's really good. It's a very funny play.
And what do you play in Italian?
Half Italian, half Irish.
You're a Danish spick, and you're going to play in Italian?
Yeah, see, I got to practice my acting.
I don't believe any of it.
John's been walking around all morning doing his lines.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me hear what you got to say. All right, do some acting. No, tell me what's going on now.
All right, they just announced me, and as I'm going to give my speech now.
You're the best man. Tell them you're the best man.
Yeah, I'm the best man. So
go ahead.
All right, let's hear it for Donnie Dolce and Fusion. Come on. Wasn't that great? All right. Hey, Donnie, what do you got going on?
You do it just like that?
Yeah, I'm going to be stuttering. It's going to be impossible for me not to do this without stuttering,
Wow.
Then they go, you know what?
Actor.
Tony, Tina, I just want to say I'm honored to be your best man. Me and Connie the other day, we were lying in bed, talking, and I just want, I'm stuttering, but I don't really remember how.
Now, what are you going to do if you stutter on stage? You going to say I'm stuttering?
No, I'm not going to say anything.
And then you don't remember your lines? Is that?
No, I do. I do. I got to say. So I was thinking, I didn't know what to say.
Do you think people mind paying for an amateur performance like this?
Trust me, I'm good at it. It'll be good.
Well, I don't hear anything.
No, I'm not good
Did
here.
you audition?
You're not good here, but you're going to be good there.
Yeah,
I never understand that.
It's hard to act.
I guarantee you, if you're not good here,
I bet I'll be good.
Then you're not good there.
What if Howard's in the audience? Then you're going to do a bad performance?
No, because I'll phase him out.
Let me hear you. Phase me out now. Let me see you do it.
All right, let me try and remember what I got to do.
Do that speech you were just doing.
All right.
Take some deep breathing exercises.
And this is where the audience actually eats, like they're at the wedding?
Yeah. They're about to eat, or they are eating, and now I do it.
Boy, the food better be spectacular.
No, there's actually some really... The guy who plays Tony is great.
All right, let me hear this.
All right,
The best man isn't so hot.
All right, let me hear you act. Let me see you do something.
He's getting into a trance.
I got to think where I am.
He's a method actor.
Where are you?
Hold on a second.
600 Madison Avenue.
Hold on.
Do the speech you were just doing.
All right.
He just had to remember it.
All right, now I'd like to take this time for everyone to lift your champagne glasses and stand up for a second. I want to say something to Tony and Tina. Tony, Tina, I just want to say something. I'm honored to be your best man. I was trying to prepare a speech, and I was trying to think of the right things for 8 months now, and I couldn't get it. But finally, I was lying in bed with Connie, and something just came to me, and this is what I want to say to you. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, and love is all you need. Thank you.
That's it?
That's my... Well, I'm going to elaborate, but that's what it's basically it.
Wow.
And then, Tony gives me his speech, and then we...
I can't wait to see him do this.
Is that your big part?
No, then I play guitar in the church. And,
it's a whole Stuttering John thing. Who preceded you in this part?
This guy, Tony, I don't remember his last name.
Tony was his name also?
Yeah, but they're all really good actors.
I see. All right.
Ryan O'Neill's son's in it.
Is that right?
And Vito Altafermo, the...
Vito Altafermo.
Altafermo, the middleweight champion.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So his acting credentials are as good as yours.
Yeah.
Some guy called me from Guys and Dolls. He's shaking in his boots. Can't believe
Stuttering John is
it's hard to do anything.
All right, people want to know who our guest is going to be on Wednesday. Now, you want to take a guess?
It's Wednesday of this week.
It is Wednesday.
I got to take a guess on this, too.
I will guess.
Go ahead, Robin. You are first because you are a princess. Cher? Wrong.
That was a good guess.
That was a good guess. All right, who wants to go next? Stuttering John?
Tom Cruise.
Wrong.
Way more. It's going to be... Put both of those together.
No, you don't need to give a clue.
Steven Spielberg.
Wrong. Fred?
Madonna.
Wrong.
How about Barbara Streisand?
Wrong.
Oh.
Wrong.
It's somebody we wouldn't expect to be in here, right?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It ain't Richard Simmons, right?
Wrong.
What is this, to tell the truth?
You're wrong. Go ahead.
Warren Littlefield.
Wrong.
You're acting stellar.
Yeah, I'm acting as good as Tony did. They just called me.
All right.
Go ahead, Robin. Your turn.
Grant Tinker.
Well, now you... Wrong.
Oh, Regis.
Well... Wrong.
That was the only name you threw out that might approach the level of uncomfortability.
Right.
Really? Lorne Michaels.
What did you just say?
Lorne Michaels.
Wrong.
You bet.
Only Regis would approach the level of discomfort, huh?
It'll be very uncomfortable when this guest comes in. I can assure you of that. Who did you just say, Fred?
Giff.
Say it again.
Giff.
Say his full name?
Frank Gifford.
That's not who's coming in.
I knew after you were spending all that time on it, it couldn't be right.
So, can we ask you a question? So, it's somebody we've harassed on the show?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
That's right.
That's right.
Fred had a good guess in the break, which was Liza Minnelli.
Who did Fred guess?
Liza Minnelli.
That's not right.
Well, you got to let us keep guessing.
Keep guessing. Go ahead.
Okay. Someone we have harassed on it.
Not Woody Allen.
Who did you say? Who did Robin just say?
Burt Reynolds.
That's not the answer.
Woody Allen.
Wrong. That's the wrong answer. Go ahead.
O.J. Simpson.
Oh, I got it.
Hold it a second. Fred got it.
Who? O.J. Simpson?
Well, Fred got it wrong.
No, I've got it. Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
Well, now, Robin, we have to stop the game because Johnny Carson is not coming in. That is the wrong answer.
Is it an actor?
Say again?
Is it an actor? I mean,
no, not an actor in the traditional sense, no.
In the traditional sense?
Exactly.
Like you.
Right.
Is it a director?
You're as big an actor as he is. Excuse me?
Is it a director?
No. No. Not a director, not an actor.
Television personality.
At times, yes.
You're so generous.
But I'm being generous.
Michael Ovitz.
Well, no. No, that would not be the answer.
It's not an actor.
Is it male or female?
Oh, excuse me?
Male or female?
You want me to give you an answer?
Yes.
Or you want to keep guessing?
I think, unless you guys
But
want
wait a minute. I'm trying to think of what we know so far.
Oh, I know. Magic Johnson.
Well, that's it.
That's
it. He's wrong again.
Oh.
That's it. Once again, he's wrong.
Wait a minute.
You're getting better at it.
Personality.
You guys are getting more anxious.
But
That's it.
time. Is it a sports figure?
Not in the traditional sense, no.
Oh.
No, I would say you're wrong again.
But he's not a television.
He's not. I didn't say he wasn't a television star. He's tried his hand at television.
Yeah, Star would be generous.
Star would be generous.
But he's
Larry King.
Excuse me?
Larry King.
No.
Okay. No. Now you're wrong.
Wait.
You're predictable.
Wait a minute. Television star would be...
I said he's not a television star. He's done some television.
A big name?
On this show.
On this show he is, yes.
This is not helping me.
Ted Kennedy.
Sorry?
Ted
Say it
Kennedy?
again. Okay, game's over. I'm going to tell you who it is. No, that is not right.
Who is it?
Is this something that's going to be very obvious to us?
No.
When you tell us?
No, it will not be obvious.
They said we could have 100 guests.
You're ruling Fred just got it.
General Schwarzkopf.
Fred just got it wrong.
Right, I knew it. Who is it?
Do you want me to say who it is, or you want me to...
I would love to keep guessing,
Oliver North.
but if you have...
Sorry, what did you just say?
North.
Did you just say Oliver North?
Yes, I did, and I'm wrong.
I didn't say you were wrong.
Okay.
I didn't say you were right either. You were wrong.
You know what?
Clinton.
Who?
Bill Clinton.
No, that is not correct.
You know what, Howard? I'm shocked to find that our enemies list is this large.
Yes, it is. Everyone is on that list. Okay, let me give you the answer.
Would you class it an enemy of the show?
Yes, I would. I would.
Bill Cosby.
Sorry?
Bill Cosby.
No.
Wrong.
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee.
Nah, he wouldn't even do that.
That was good. Okay. You want me to tell you, or do you want the audience to guess?
Jack Park.
Let them guess a little bit, too.
All right.
Maybe they have seen something we are missing.
Hello, you're on the air. Would you like a guess as to...
absolutely.
There's no prize. I have to be upfront about it.
That's okay.
Okay.
DeBella?
That's correct.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
You wasted my time? Tell me John DeBella's coming on this show.
He is coming on this show to ask my permission for where he can work. How great is that? How wild is that?
Absolutely true.
Especially for Jackie's face is stunned.
Oh, we got to all sing Boldy Boldy in front of him.
Yeah, right. Well, listen, we got to make our plan.
I can't see.
Let me say something. Hold on, let me stop. Let me say something.
Not even uncomfortable.
Let me say something. Let me say something. I'll be quiet. Let me say something. And you sit in a room with the guy.
She has no heart.
Yeah. For those of you who are fans outside of the New York or Philadelphia, or Los Angeles would know about this.
Yeah, they've been in on it a little bit.
When we went into the Philadelphia market,
Our first foray into syndication.
Our first foray into syndication. The first time we broadcast outside of New York, there was a guy there with a 15 rating. His name was John DeBella. And we went on the radio and we dissected every part of his life.
Well, let me say
and
this.
I
He was
predicted,
Prince of Philadelphia.
Excuse me.
That's right.
Excuse me.
I was going to remind you of that since you seem to be jumping to something before. I think that's the most important thing.
I predicted when we got on the air that the following would happen to him.
I can't even
A, he would lose his ratings.
Yes.
B, he would lose his job.
Yes.
C, he would lose his wife.
Yes.
And D, that the only way that he would be able to ever work again in this business after we got rid of him on the radio was for him to come in, kiss my hand, and ask permission.
Was it your hand or your feet?
Feet sounds good.
Yeah, it was your feet.
I say he has to roll his booger and put it on his nose.
Oh, shut up, John.
Shut up.
Feet and Tony and Tina's wedding.
Yeah.
Go write your book.
And I said, because if he went for a job anywhere else, that I would go on in that market free and beat his ass.
Yeah.
Now, he laughed and he said all kinds of things. In fact, tomorrow, get together a tape retrospective of all the things he said.
Pull that interview.
John DeBella is not an act. Right. I am a person.
Right.
Howard Stern is an act.
Well, DeBella is coming in here tomorrow. He's been offered some kind of gig.
And he's going to ask you
Wednesday.
if it's okay
He's going
to go
ask
there?
if it's okay to go there. How great is that?
All I can hear is
How good was that laugh you just gave?
First of all,
yeah.
when we went into town, before you even went on the air,
Right.
you made him an offer
That's right.
to just go away now. You've got great ratings. You can sell them to someone. Just come and tell me, and I'll tell you where it's okay to go.
That's right.
You could leave now before I humiliate you.
And he was so arrogant he wouldn't
he was
leave.
arrogant, and so
All I can
everything
hear-
that you called for came to pass.
He is doing the right thing now. He is coming in here to ask permission to work.
Now, let's remind people, too, that when he left the airways,
Yeah.
he said he was going to do some gardening.
Landscape. And he is landscaping. He is a landscaper
Are
now.
you kidding?
He is a landscaper. No kidding around.
All I can hear is that interview where he said, "I'm that damn good."
Oh, we're going to play all that for you.
Because remember, at that time, he had the great ratings. He was considering whether he should go do TV, and he
Yes.
does all this stuff about what John DeBella can do.
So here it is. He lost all his ratings. He did lose his job. Yeah, I knew you'd like this. Once you're thinking about
You're
it.
a little bit more impressed now, huh, Robin?
Yeah, all of a sudden.
I forget how bad it was.
All right. He not only lost his job,
Yeah.
he lost his ratings, he did lose his wife,
Yes.
and he is a gardener, and now he has to come to us and ask permission to work.
See, I'll tell you where my problem lies. Not only have I said really rotten stuff about him on the air.
Nothing wrong with that.
I've meant most of it.
Of course.
And I don't want to say.
Say.
I was at the guy's house with Captain Jenks.
That's right.
We hugged his dog.
We'll play his interviews line by line and make him repeat after them. Like when he goes, "I am that damn good," I'll go, "Repeat after me. You are not that damn good." You ain't very good at all.
I think he just had it with people making fun of him in Philadelphia.
Yeah, well, anyway, he is coming to me to ask permission. He has been offered a job, and he is coming to me to ask if he can work.
I can't wait to find out where the job is.
I say we got to plan some stuff, though. We have to. He has to
part of the
repeat.
deal that you stop picking on him, and so, I mean, because you.
No, he just always
he
said
just
that he'd
wants-
allow him to go somewhere else and
Right.
work.
Because he's worried that if he went somewhere and got established,
Right, he would be.
go there just
I would
to-
go on and pick on him.
The curse would continue.
But are you going to be a man of your word? Or you just
What is that?
let him go on somewhere and then go in and trounce him anyway?
No. He's coming and asking permission.
But
And
what
if I like where he's going to work, and that's fine with me, I don't know where he's working. If it's all right with me, then he can work.
Okay, so what you're saying is if it's Chicago, you'll say no.
Yeah, it could go any way. We're going to see what happens on Wednesday,
Oh,
Robin.
wonderful. So you don't even know where he's going. You have not previewed that.
No, I have an idea of some things that I've heard going on, but let's wait until we hear it Wednesday.
It's like, oh my God, they're burying DeBella. I'm not dead, folks.
Repeat after me. You are dead.
I'm dead, folks.
You are dead, folks.
I'm that dead. I'm not dead.
I am dead.
Repeat after me. I am dead.
When did this come about? Who called who?
Well, it came about 2 weeks ago. No, excuse me. About 2 months ago, I received the first call through my liaison, Gary Bababooey Delabate. And the first contact was made about that he was seeking employment somewhere, and what did I think about it? And I said, I am not going to say how I feel about it. What he has to do is come up here and ask my permission to work. So,
you really did.
Oh, yes. Gary.
You couldn't get Jay Leno off the phone.
No, but this I can do. No, Jay Leno, I can't get off the phone. Jay Leno's a nice guy. This guy, I don't mind torturing.
Now, Howard, you got to put this in perspective.
Thank you, Gary.
We had a rally where we had 15,000 people sing Baldy Baldy
That's
into his
correct.
window.
That's right.
Are we going to play that for him?
Well, first of all, I think we would have Captain Jenks up here when DeBella's on.
Yes.
Holy.
Oh, what was that other
Captain
song?
Jenks
It gets
is
worse. The
so
more
much.
you think about it,
Yeah.
the worse it gets.
No, that's bad.
You're bald.
Yeah,
bald, bald, bald. You're bald.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Get that guy, Howard.
Howard Stern. This man's an ugly man.
An ugly man.
Well, you want to kiss this ugly man's feet, aren't you?
Good-looking man. A damn good-looking man.
Yeah, I'm going to make him say,
I'm an ugly man.
Say, am I an ugly man? No, you're a good-looking man.
Like, how can anybody go through life? I can't do anything about the hair falling out of my head, but he could do something about that nose. Oh! What's...
Well, you're going to have to...
Oh, boy, this is going to be difficult for him
This is going to be good. This is going to be good.
What's the shtick? What does he do that you wouldn't do? What he does, the difference is simply this. We do a show.
I don't do a show.
Repeat after me. You don't do a show. Yeah.
When you get him to repeat, can you get him to use that same tone?
Yeah.
You know, you're an ass. The way the words draw out.
I don't think he could achieve that anymore.
Hey, we should make
probably has been so humbled.
Hey, why don't we bring Mark Drucker in, too, and make him kiss Mark Drucker?
Oh,
how about the song parody guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we could have the bald guy come in and sing.
No, I'm talking about the song parody guy that we have with us now that used to work for him.
Oh yeah. Pat Godwin.
Yeah, right.
And can they actually come in and talk about what it was like to work with him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. And he has to apologize for all the stuff he
Yeah, that's good.
Ooh. Oh, man.
Bald. You're bald.
No house, no wife, no roots, no life, no talent, no hair. Bald. 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 You're bald.
I love that. What?
How about he has to sing the song? I'm bald.
Oh, yeah, that'll be good. You get 2001. He has to sing, I'm bald, bald, no life, no talent, no wife, no. You know what we ought to do? Let's not talk about it till tomorrow. Let's start the show tomorrow and figure out what we're going to do.
Okay.
Okay.
This is just a preliminary. Now really go home and think.
Yeah, now go home and really put your mind to it. This is with no thought.
Oh, my God. I just...
Then we'll close, 'cause you're I kiss my black ass. Baldy, baldy. Oh, the zoo's gotta go. Morning, Drew.
It must really suck when you show up for work, 'cause everyone in Philly knows that you are a jerk.
Oh, boy.
And we've just got to air everything. And are you going to tell him how he's supposed to act?
Yes.
Around
people?
Oh,
yes.
If he should ever achieve any kind of rating success again.
Oh, yes.
Would you please do that for me?
was a famous morning man in Philadelphia. Till Howard Stern and Robin blew his butt away. He lost his ratings and his wife. He lost the house and the car. He'll have to get a new life. He's in the toilet now, right where he ought to be. He's the balding little dickhead with a capital D.
This almost calls for another live show from Philadelphia.
That is the only way to make it worse.
Why we're doing this in a studio?
Hey, maybe on Wednesday. Why don't we go out in front of? Why don't we go to Philly on Wednesday?
And do it there?
Can we get it together that
would
fast?
Be unbelievable.
Man.
Unbelievable.
Where's Chiasano?
Because you know this is the final part of your prediction coming true. That he would come to.
Let's go to Philadelphia.
It's closure, boss.
Yeah.
It's like a death.
It'd be unbelievable.
Do it like from that same place in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Same
right out front of MMR.
I don't know. But it's satellite, so it's a maybe.
Maybe we can do it on Friday. Maybe we can delay this till Friday.
It doesn't. We don't have to do it on this particular day. It's just a day we agreed on. We can move it to a day when we can get set up.
And then, like, Captain James can be there, and then all the listeners with their song parodies again.
You know, I mean, we'll certainly start looking into it. That's what you want.
I mean, it would be pretty wild.
I mean, this is a ceremony.
Yeah. What if just put him in a raincoat? We'll hand out pies.
I think he owes Philadelphia
he owes an apology to me and Philadelphia for doing bad radio for all those years. Oh, I love that. He has to get up.
We don't need to sleep on this.
Yeah, Tom, get this together for Friday. Now, what will we do? Thursday after the show, we'll go down to Philly.
I guess so. Yeah.
Another bus ride.
Another bus ride.
We'd love it.
I'll call and we'll start to see if we can make the arrangements.
All right, good.
Okay.
Friday live show from
because
Philly.
I'm sitting here. Why should we keep this to ourselves?
Yeah.
Other people should be able to share in this.
Philly will be rabid.
Yeah.
They'll be rabid.
They'll out of their mind.
Oh my God.
Now, do you think he'll agree to do that?
Well, he doesn't have to work.
If he doesn't.
What else has he got to do? Garden? And then that way we can all come clean and air our dirty laundry and then perhaps put it all behind us.
I think this actually would be very good for him.
It would be a good catharsis. And then we make a movie out of it. It's like the Ghost of Christmas Past.
What a TV show.
There you go.
What a TV special on E!
Tired. Offensive?
Offensive? Yeah. Not really.
Yeah, what's up, Jack?
Not really. He doesn't want to be considered a shock jock, and he doesn't do anything for his audience. What he does for the press.
Well, we're doing something all about.
Has a tendency of bias.
Especially with him standing there and you playing
Howard
this
Stern
live
will find his first defeat at the hands of John DeBella. I don't lose. I know, quote. I don't.
I'm getting a picture.
You really are that self-confident. I'm that damn good. What are the limits?
I have a picture.
What?
At some point, we bring him in and we do our in-studio thing.
Yeah.
Before we actually go out and see a live audience.
Yeah.
And we do all this playing of the tape.
Right.
To have him listen to himself in the past.
Yeah.
We'll see if he's truly changed.
And like the way a cat bats around a mouse.
Yeah.
And certainly, Howard, the press would have to be as interested in this as they were in the other two shows.
Oh, yes, the press.
But
having the two of you together, what a picture for Philadelphia press.
The press has to come in.
But let me also finish this. We have to have former co-workers come in and tell their worst John DeBella story and have them apologize to him personally. And swear that he will never recreate this behavior.
I'm sure he's behaving now. But he doesn't.
But I'm talking about whenever
would have Drucker come in, and Drucker tells his worst stories, and then Pat Godwin comes in and tells his worst stories.
And of course, I've got a story.
You've got a story.
Hey, I'm sure we'll hear from other interns.
And after each story, he has to say, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And when he goes to this new station, maybe you'll have to call after a couple of weeks and check with his employees to make sure he's not getting that.
Yeah. Well, we'll check every once in a while to make sure he's behaving, or else we'll have to take away his rights to broadcast. Oh.
This is unheard of.
Okay.
Let's see.
This is unheard of.
And then, of course, you'll have a whole press conference where he admits, I am dead.
Right.
Howard was right.
I am nothing. I depend on him for my resurrection. Oh, humiliating. Gary, quickly organize. Let me see things organized quickly.
They like you. The limits are. The audience is the limit. If you go too far, the audience lets you know. And they'll let you go too far. All right? Every once in a while. You keep going too far, you become boring. You really do. After a while, it's like, oh, here he goes, going too far again. And there's no humor in it anymore.
Gee, time to reevaluate that position.
I know nothing.
He has to repeat after me. I know nothing. I know nothing.
I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I can't
believe your reaction at first when I said to you that John DeBella was coming.
To make me guess, and to build it up. Of course
nothing could have been right.
Johnny Carson or Cher or somebody
What is it?
Pat Godwin's on the phone.
Oh,
there's a first nominee for the show.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
Now, Pat, you used to work with the bald zookeeper.
Yes, I did. It was a lot of fun.
So will you be there when we go to Philadelphia?
I'll be there.
He's going to have to apologize.
Have a good story?
Do you have a good story to make him, to make him apologize about?
How many stories do you want?
Super.
I'm in Miami now, but you know what? I'm flying up tomorrow to get ready.
Excellent. Is caning legal?
We're going to make it legal.
You've got a good story?
I got a lot of good stories.
All right, so then we don't have to ask you them now. We'll wait till Friday's show.
You got it.
All right, very good.
Okay.
The great Pat Godwin, who is free.
Will you be writing a song for this?
I'm going to start writing today.
Yeah, you got to write some songs. You're going to have to perform at the big Philadelphia show on Friday.
I will be there.
Very good, my friend.
Okay.
Pat, call me after the show.
I will.
All right, Pat.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Pat Godwin.
Oh, man.
I know Drucker hasn't called in yet because he can't decide which story to tell.
Yeah, he's having trouble. Super.
Oh,
unbelievable.
Super.
And you didn't know what you were going to do. You can't decide.
Yeah, I couldn't decide whether to make it a mystery guest, but now you can see why I didn't.
That would have been a ridiculous.
Yeah, it would have been a ridiculous notion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely.
All right, Robin. There it is. That's the big announcement.
Excellent.
And we will do more planning tomorrow.
Excellent. I don't know if we can stop talking about it. What time is it?
Fooey, get me a world-class rock and roll band for the big proceedings.
I think I know where there is one.
Very good.
I'll play, Howard.
What is that, John?
I'll play.
No one will recognize you with that haircut. No one wants you around looking like that. All right, very good. Big show, Philadelphia, Friday, right here on our show.
Yeah.
Do we have a list of things that he did to sabotage our show?
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Where is that list?
Jerry, work on that list.
You work on that
Well,
list.
the biggest thing that he did was he was the one who really started this whole thing where if a musical guest came on this show, then they were banned from his show and all the other stations in his company. He started that whole thing.
Right, make a list.
I want a list of people who didn't do this show because of that.
Right.
Just basically Joe Cocker.
Did he call Gary? Did he physically?
I will reveal all. You must let me unfold this over the days, Jackie. Things to look forward to. Okay. Let me take it into my own hands at this point. So anyway, I knew you'd all be excited about it, as I was. And
I can't believe who we were guessing.
Yeah.
That wasn't a list.
Those were all boring.
Tom Cruise.
Schindler, Streisand.
Hey, I got to tell you about Tom Cruise. As long as who guessed Tom Cruise?
Me.
Yeah, I got to tell you something.
What about Tom Cruise?
I watched Oprah Winfrey on Friday.
I didn't see that.
I heard about
I completely forgot
Her
about it.
guest was Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise!
Robin had to turn off the TV after Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yeah, I was in shock, and I couldn't watch TV anymore.
I got to tell you something. I don't know Tom Cruise from a hole in the wall, except when I see him in the movies when he has lines to read.
Mm-hmm.
This has got to be the stupidest guy I have ever seen on the planet.
What did he do that made you think this?
I am telling you, Oprah Winfrey would ask him a question. This guy is so inarticulate, he cannot even put a sentence together. He cannot talk.
Really?
He is the dumbest. He is as dumb as a wall.
I wish I'd had a tape.
The only thing he is capable of doing, I guess he's a blank slate.
I have often said that the stupidest people make the best actors.
Well, there you go. No wonder I can't act.
Well, that's why I'm trying.
No, there you go. I got to tell you something. I have never seen someone so inarticulate. Oprah Winfrey would say to him, gee, you know, what do you... There was a dumb woman in the audience who goes, I don't like this movie because, man, it's a vampire, and that's not right because he's killing people and there's too much violence out there.
What kind of woman was this?
Black woman. So how would you respond to it? You say, ma'am, it's a movie, and you know, you got to understand.
So don't watch.
Yeah, so don't watch. She's like, he's like John Wayne Bobbitt. You've never seen anything like it. The guy cannot put together a sentence. I've never. He's He is so stupid. And every time she tried to ask a question about his kids and fathering and really, it's unbelievable.
So you listened to that for an hour?
Of course. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
They were all attacking him in the audience.
Well, of course. He's dumb as a wall. He's so attackable. I've never seen a guy as stupid. He is a male bimbo. He is the equivalent of the bimbo for a man. Thank you. He is I have never seen anybody so stupid. I would love to interview him. I would say to him, is there anything in that head of yours?
Do you know anything, Tom?
He's a good-looking guy, but I've never seen someone so stupid in my life. I swear to you, in all of the years I've watched talk shows, and I'm a big talk show fan, I watch everything. I have never seen anybody as dumb, except for the kid from that retard show, Corky.
Life Goes On.
Life Goes On.
No, he can put together a sentence.
He actually can answer. I've never seen a guy as inarticulate and just downright stupid as Tom Cruise.
endorsement. That's amazing.
I got to get tape of this. If someone has a tape of the Oprah Winfrey Show, I got to have a little piece of tape so I can play for you this guy answering a question.
Why do you say that's amazing, John?
Well,
he plays these roles.
Like
it seems like
stuff,
they tell him what to say.
Yeah, he needs. You know what? He's so blank inside that there's no problem acting like something else. He waits for words. He is a kid who probably waited his whole life for someone to put words in his head. So he's perfect. He's waiting for somebody to fill him up. He's like the Jackie puppet. All right, we're going to take a break. Well, the audience obviously excited that DeBella will be coming up here on, possibly will be going to Philly on Friday.
Yes.
So that we can all revel together that... Well, I'll say one thing for DeBella. He's a bigger man than I thought. I never thought that the guy could...
Well, I think he has grown.
He has grown.
In the last couple of years.
Look at these faxes. Howard, frisk him and put him through a metal detector before you let him in the building. He may be wired with explosives. Watch out. There you go. Here's a fax that says, bald, 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 he's bald, and he's on the Howard Stern Show. Let's see what else. Howard, any chance DeBella booking is a Bon Jovi-like ruse? Think about it. Well, that's okay with us, too.
We'll take anything.
Yeah. Have the zookeeper wear his duck costume on stage. That's a good one.
Yeah, and then it was half duck, half Hawaiian shirt,
right,
and the sailor cap.
Yeah, he has to wear that. I like that one.
That's perfect.
Hey, maybe we ought to let him rise out of the coffin we put him in, too.
I was thinking about that. Maybe we should resurrect him, and that's how we get him sent off to his new market.
Here's another fact. John DeBella, this is your life in hell. That's a great one.
Ooh, maybe you should dress as the devil, Howard.
Here's a speech a guy wrote for DeBella to say to me. Ladies and gentlemen of Philadelphia, I know nothing. I am not that damn good. Bald, bald, bald. I am bald. I have less talent than hair. I am all that is bad in radio. Howard is all that is good and holy. I come before you today with hat and hair in hand to ask Howard where I can pollute the airways without offending him. I will not offend Howard because he is God, and an angry God means no work. I have landed a position in Oshkosh on AM radio. Please allow me to accept it. Oh, my.
See, how can you deny the audience?
I can't.
They want this.
I can't. In order to clear the air, the audience has to be in on it. You're right. By the way, that last fax written by Cardinal John O'Connor, the Cardinal of New York.
A DeBella hater.
Oh, he never liked the guy. Never. Well, there it is. Well, let me tell you something. A lot of guys wouldn't have the guts to come in and face the enemy.
A lot of guys would stay in gardening.
Yeah, he sure would. So, for what it's worth, I applaud his first move, and I'll tell you something. That makes me feel a lot more benevolent toward him. And, yeah, he's going to have to accept a bad day of punishment when we, trot him out.
But think of what he did to Philadelphia and how many years he did it.
Yeah, he did a lot of bad radio for Philadelphia, so he's got to somehow say he's sorry.
He was insufferable for a long time.
Right. Right now, that gardening shovel is looking real good.
My pal.
My pal. So we'll see you in Philly on Friday for the big outdoor festival.
Yes.
When we parade on stage with the zookeeper.
It was so funny. I was just teasing our engineer, Richie, who always goes crazy whenever we want to do something on the spur of the moment like this.
Yes.
And he just looked at me and he said, well, this is Dick Bag's problem.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Dick Bag is the engineer down in Philly.
Yeah, Dick Bag.
And then Richie says, I tell you, Robin, these things can't be done in that short
Well,
period.
Scott already came in running in here, and he goes, when do you want to do this? Friday? I go, Scott, get out of my room. Don't come in here and bum me out. I said, just do it. If you can't do it, tell me. But what are you doing? He's coming in to discuss it with me. I said, Scott, I'm not here to find out. This is 1994. If IBM can put a computer in my house where I can watch an edit session going on in Manhattan, we can certainly broadcast on Friday.
They don't tell, when the president is assassinated,
yes,
I noticed that they just get people there and they're live and on the air.
Right.
Now they're telling me we can't do that.
We can do it. Yeah. How come when news happens in Saudi Arabia, they're there live? They fly a guy there and he's live. Now stop it.
You can't do this.
Howard, you can't do it.
I think I hear him arguing in the hall. Do you hear?
Yeah. Hey, Scott, why don't you come in here and tell me what the problem is?
You're Richie bitching.
Oh, Richie's bitching. Richie, come in here. Hey, he's out there yelling.
He's cursing on the phone at somebody. He lost the baseball.
No, I didn't.
Richie.
No, I'm not going in. I'm not talking to this. I'm not going in. Leave me alone. Richie, turn the camera off. I'm not going in. Come on. No, I won't sign a release. Leave me alone. I will not go in the air studio. Forget about it. No, that's not in my contract.
Richie, come in here.
Come on, Rich.
Leave me alone.
Richie, come here. Come in here. Come on in. Or close that door. Richie's out there cursing.
You know, Richie comes in to discuss the cons of every subject.
I had to hit the F word on Richie.
DeBella.
Yeah.
It's weird, man.
Richie don't like to be on camera, I guess.
I don't know, but you want to call extension 253 and talk to
me? We can talk to him on the phone?
Yeah. Maybe he'll do that.
Now I'm
just
curious.
doesn't want to be on camera.
Yeah, come on. Well, Richie's a good-looking guy. Oh my God! Richie, come here. Well, can I talk to you on the air? Richie.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. How come you'll talk on the phone but you won't come in?
I just don't want to deal with you.
You don't want to be on camera?
No, I don't want to be on camera.
Really? You're a good-looking guy.
It doesn't matter. I don't want to have anything to do with you.
You want makeup?
No, I don't want makeup. I don't want nothing.
You're really nervous about it. You know, it's funny. He's a radio engineer, yet he's nervous to go on the actual air.
Well, this is funny because we haven't had him in here since the e-cameras came.
That's true. Boy, Richie, you're camera shy.
I just don't want to deal with you. I just don't want to have anything to do with that show.
You mean you'll talk to me on the phone, but you won't talk to me?
I don't even want to talk to you. I'm real close to hanging up, tell you the truth.
Really?
What's
the problem?
What's the matter?
No problem.
We haven't even asked you a question yet.
Okay, ask.
All right, let me ask you something. Friday.
Yeah.
Philadelphia. No problem, right?
Assuming that the telephone company cooperates and we're able to get satellite trucks.
And certainly, so when you tune in the, let's say, the NBC Nightly News, and Saudi Arabia breaks out in some sort of story, that night they have a live remote going on, right?
They own their own vehicles. We do not. We have to rely on other people. So
why don't we get a vehicle?
Well, we're going to try. We're making the phone calls now. Maybe we could get some of the stuff from the marathon and drive it up there.
Right, that's all. See, you can do it. Don't get nervous.
I'm not nervous.
Who are you voting for?
I'm not voting.
You're not?
No.
Why?
Oh, Richie.
Why? What is going on? You know how many people depend on you for your vote?
Since you dropped out.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's endorsed someone else.
I don't go any further.
Richie's afraid of his image. Well, okay, so in other words, it can be done by Friday.
Yes.
All right, thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
Stop whining out in the hall.
I'm not whining.
What did you say to me?
It's going to be near to impossible to get it done.
You know you can get it done.
We'll try it.
Every time I decide to do something, everyone's like, we can't do it. We can't do it. Scott's out there. It can't be done. It can't be done. It can't be done. Don't you think DeBella should wear a duck costume on stage?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. All right, Richie, go back to whatever it is. Oh, you have the baseball pool you're playing.
No, I won that.
Maybe that's it. We're interrupting a game.
All right, are we interrupting your game on Prodigy?
I'll see you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
That's Richie Hervey.
Very
baseball.
funny.
King of rotisserie baseball.
Every time we decide to do something, he loses his mind.
Yeah, he's out in the hall screaming at people. And how many things do we ever go do live?
Nothing.
Turn that effing camera off.
What?
Turn that effing camera off.
You ever seen anybody like that? He was yelling at you, man.
He was actually shaking while he was on the phone.
What is his problem?
I think he's just nervous.
Well, tell him to calm down.
He was actually shaking on the phone.
I don't know how nervous he was. Is that how he handles the equipment?
Meanwhile, he's got a picture. He doesn't want anything to do with you. He's got a picture, an autographed picture of you.
You know, the back of your head is blocking my camera?
Oh, I'm sorry.
He has a what?
He's got an autographed picture of you on his desk. Meanwhile, he doesn't want anything to do with you.
He's very nervous, that's all. Unlike you, who should be nervous. All right.
Not a nerve in that body.
No.
Nothing to be nervous about.
Thank you, Candy. That's good.
Nothing to be nervous about.
But Richie doesn't shake when he talks to you in the hall, does he?
A little bit, yeah. He's a little shaky, yeah. Gets a little nervous. Let's take a break and do the news. We're way behind now.
That's for sure.
We'll be back. We are back, and we're talking about the day's events. And what's in the news, Robin?
Well, it's a shame that we're getting to the news so late because a lot of interesting things are happening.
That's what happens.
And now we have to rush through them.
Well, don't rush too much because, quite frankly...
No, we have to rush.
No, when I get off the air, that's where my life stops. You don't understand. Do you know I almost collapsed on Thursday? Go ahead. I don't want to talk about it.
You know what?
What?
You got a problem.
Go ahead.
The two little boys who were found drowned by their mother in a car.
Fred Norris.
And Jackie Martling.
Jackie Martling.
Were buried over the weekend. Both of them in the same coffin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they only use one coffin.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, they both the little boys in one.
Oh, my God.
When they were smashed into those car seats, they figured, they're used to tight space.
They took them out of the car seat, I hope.
Yeah, I'm sure they were out of the car.
I always say save a buck. That is wrong to be. They're two individuals.
Two little boys. Give them a coffin apiece. They say the father was very tearful during the whole ceremony. Mother, Susan Smith, didn't show up. She apparently, in her confession, said that she wanted to drown herself, too. But on the second, in the last minute before the car was going over, she jumped out and saved herself.
O.J. called in and said, she could be innocent. She said, just, don't jump to conclusion. You have to see, that's all circumstantial. Every bit of that evidence is circumstantial.
Including the confession.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see her say it.
That's right.
But they're also saying that she's on a suicide watch now. I say, why?
Well, you like to watch if she's going to commit suicide, we should all see.
Don't stop her.
It does make you wonder. I mean...
And she drove these babies into the water alive.
That's the worst part. That's the worst part.
At the very least, some parents who consider this do try to deaden the children's senses. They give them alcohol or drugs.
Or they beat them for a few years.
Sedate them. Or, make them a little loopy.
Why is everyone acting so surprised by this, though? Everyone said this is the first case of a woman killing her own children.
No, that's not what they're saying.
Yeah, because, women kill their children all the time. They smother them in the crib.
Sure.
And then they blame crib death, or they beat them to death. So what is...
No, they're saying on America's Most Wanted because generally either these people completely get off or they are, they finally confess like this woman did. So they're not out there at large.
Well, she's going to come up with the argument that, she had no husband, she had no life.
Fred was on the mark. I'll bet you she'll claim postpartum depression.
Yeah.
Because her one child was only 14 months old.
Yeah, that's what Fred's mother claimed when she tried to do it in Fred.
She's still suffering from it.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
This is 40 years later.
Fred is 50.
100 years old, she'll still have it.
Still hasn't gotten over it.
If Fred was your kid, you'd be in depression, too.
Every time she looks at him, it comes back.
So, all right, so there it is.
Yeah.
There's your answer, Robin.
Police have come up with a new set of guidelines in situations like this. The Justice Department says that get those parents into those lie detector tests early when they announce that their children have been abducted.
Right.
They might find the kids a lot quicker.
Yeah.
That's part of the new guidelines.
Super. Good advice.
You know how when a wife gets murdered, you first look at the husband? Well, when a kid gets abducted, first look at the parents. That's what they're saying.
Well, I think it's cool now we have all this tape of the mother pleading for her children on different talk shows. I like that there was a couple of days wait.
Well, the thing that cracks me up about it is she thought she was so darn smart.
Yeah.
Because she was like the valedictorian of that stupid little school in her communony.
Yeah, anyone could be valedictorian of that school.
We would all have been valedictorians
exactly.
of that school.
There's only 3 hillbillies going to that school.
Yeah, they're carrying on about how she was a member of the Beta Club and all this. But look who she was competing with.
Yeah.
She worked at the Winn-Dixie after she graduated.
Exactly. And you only get that job if you're a valedictorian.
In Texas, we have a couple of races going on around the country in both Texas and Florida. The children of our former president, George Bush, are trying to become governors of the state.
I would never vote for either one of those two kids. What do you think of that?
Jeb Bush, our friend and confidant, Jeb is the one who had the banking problem.
No kidding.
Yes, and he's now running to be governor.
Could he have any kind
of Florida
credibility? I mean, are people going to vote for him?
I see that in the news yesterday they said they're in a neck-and-neck race.
Oh, my God.
That he could actually beat the incumbent
Charles
governor.
Manson.
No,
Is he running against Charles Manson?
No.
The incumbent Charles Manson?
No, he's not.
Who in their right mind would vote for Jeb Bush?
Jackie Marlowe.
I was wondering about that the whole time, and I finally found out that piece of information, that he's the same Bush who had all that problem with the banks.
I'd vote for DeBella before I'd vote for Jeb Bush.
And they wound up having to, we wound up having to bail out the company.
Oh, for God's sakes. If he becomes the governor of Florida, I'm taking our show off the air in Florida. I don't want it on there. I will be embarrassed for this country. Same thing with Oliver North. Give me a womanizer, cocaine-snorting governor.
Well, we're going to get to him.
Oh.
I just wanted to talk about the Bush boys here, right at the
Bush boy. I'm a Bush boy. Hi-oh. Right, sir. You know.
People might take that as an endorsement.
I'm a Bush boy. I'm for Bush, but not the kind you're thinking.
Not the cheating.
There's another Bush running for the governorship in Texas.
Big Bush.
I forget what, George W.
George W. Bush.
Yes, and I think he's the one who announced that he had never been, his platform includes the announcement that he has never been with any other woman but his wife.
Mom, there's a good credential. That'll win me over.
I was very happy to know that.
Stupid ass. That's great.
So look for those races, and please vote the opposite way, whoever's running against them.
Who's his wife, Elle McPherson?
No, he's the one who married the Mexican woman.
No. He acts like that makes him more credible, that he's never once had sex with another woman beside his wife. If you ask me, that makes him dangerous. No sexual experiences aside from a Mexican woman. Yeah.
Watch him close.
Yeah, right.
And then, of course, there's the race in Virginia between Oliver North and Chuck Robb. Here is Chuck Robb campaigning vigorously yesterday, and I'm sure he will be continuing today.
Well, I'm working very hard. I'm going to continue to campaign right up till the time the polls close on Tuesday. Everything's moving in the right direction. We take nothing for granted. We're going to be campaigning all day today and all day tomorrow. And we're going to hope that all the people who have volunteered, literally thousands of people all over the Commonwealth of Virginia, some folks even coming in from outside because they want to help and know how important this one is. We're going to hope that they can get everybody to the polls so that when they count all the ballots on Tuesday evening, that we'll have something to celebrate.
There's a guy who really is a disgrace, as well as Oliver North. They're both disgraceful. They're both disgraceful. I don't say no. He sounds like a guy who used to guard the president's daughter, married her, and somehow now in politics.
In the Senate, yeah.
He would in no way, shape, or form would that guy ever get one vote.
On his own.
On his own.
Without that family connection.
Having said that, Oliver North might be the most despicable man on the planet.
Well, Bob Dole has an answer for you.
Oh, good. Let's hear it. Bob
Dole, who hopes after this election to be the Speaker, or whatever they call the head of the Senate.
Bob Dole should be ashamed of himself. Oliver North is a guy, never ran for office, never did a thing for anybody except lie to Congress, and got off on a technicality.
Listen to this explanation of why we should forgive Oliver North.
My view is he made mistakes. He said he's made mistakes. Now, if we can't, if Mayor Barry can say, well, I made mistakes.
No, we don't assume that Mayor Barry is a good role model.
If there's a redemption, Is it only...
No, there's no redemption. For Mayor Barry's running in a black community where everyone's gone cuckoo.
He's promising less time to criminals to get votes.
Bob Dole. OJ for Pope.
Democrats, it seems to me that Ollie North has the right to suggest I made mistakes, and I'm prepared to start over. He made mistakes trying to save lives.
He's trying to save lives. Whose life did he try to save? Fawn Hall's? He's trying to save lives. He's trying to save his own life. No, you can't vote for Oliver North. If you do that, then all sanity goes out the window.
But just notice what people are saying about the Marion Barry comeback in politics.
That's
it's
Bob
a good
Dole.
excuse for everything.
Yeah. Hey, hey, so what? Marion Barry's a good guy. I mean, how can people even take that? Bob Dole is not thinking clearly. He's thinking like a man whose arm has shriveled. He is not thinking clearly.
And, of course, there's the race here in New York between Mario Cuomo and George Pataki. George Pataki
what an endorsement.
Rising once again in the poll.
Good for him. But what a thing to say. Marion Barry's not so bad. Why don't you vote for Oliver North? How could you compare and then be
it's
taken...
ridiculous.
What's the matter with Bob Dole?
Hey, this is supposed to be a thinking man.
He stopped thinking, I think. Well, Lee Harvey Oswald hasn't hurt anyone lately. Maybe we can resurrect him.
He should be forgiven.
Or Sirhan Sirhan.
It was a mistake.
It was a mistake. Why don't we release everyone from prison who ever made a mistake? Oh, for goodness sake. These guys have logic. It's frightening who our representatives are. And they talk about me being gross. George Pataki has something to say?
Yes.
We are going to carry this state because the people simply cannot afford 4 more years of Mario Cuomo.
Right.
We're going to win because we have to win. And on Tuesday, I want you all to join in celebrating a new birth, a new energy, and a new optimism about the future of this great state. Thank you. God bless you. And let's win this together.
Pataki for governor. Pataki for governor. For governor of New York.
George sounds all hyper, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to win.
Up there.
Hey, how you doing? Well,
I'm
good.
afraid he's going to collapse.
Yeah, he sounds like he's going to collapse on Thursday. I hope he wins. I would love to have a new governor. I would love to have a governor who will address us paying 30 cents more a gallon. I just love it. Oh, for God's sakes, don't be afraid. What is everyone afraid? Answer my question. What is everyone so afraid of?
Well, you hit it right on the head. They're afraid of change.
Yeah, losing the orator? The guy is some orator. He won't even debate. That's some great orator. Oh, for goodness sake. Give him a chance. If he's no good, we'll get rid of him in 4 years. Guaranteed. Just give somebody new a chance. Rid of these high taxes. You should see what we're paying. Businesses leaving and they're going to places like Virginia.
Even Connecticut. Anything to get out of here.
And no one's concerned? How could you not vote for Pataki? How could you not give him a shot? So stupid. You're going to wake up on Wednesday with Cuomo and nothing will change. Nothing. Guaranteed nothing will change.
You know, change could be for the better.
It won't be any worse. I'm telling you, you can put a monkey in office. Nothing will happen. The governor doesn't run the state. Think about how good you feel when you get a new car. It's something to look forward to. Guy's a bright guy, Harvard, Yale graduate, something like this.
I wish you could make a...
Yale and Harvard he went to. He graduated from Yale, then he went to Harvard. Then he killed like 500 gooks in Vietnam.
Stop that.
Right?
No, he wasn't in Vietnam.
Oh. Well, whatever. He would have been.
President Reagan, in a written statement, announced to the world this past weekend that he has Alzheimer's disease. That is not funny, Jackie. It's a terminal illness.
Very serious.
The former president is 83 years old.
Mommy,
and says he's in the early stages of Alzheimer's.
Mommy, what's that hole? You were shot, you dodo.
You dodo. You don't treat him like that.
Come here, you dope.
Can't remember anymore.
What's the matter? Can't you remember? I told you not to be stupid, you moron.
Mommy, look at this naked girl in Playboy. That's your daughter, you idiot.
You idiot. Well, she's cute. Hey, you think Patty has been to see her father?
I don't know.
She's heartless.
Well, he won't remember anyway.
Yeah.
She could tell him she was there yesterday.
Who are you? I'm your daughter, damn it. I don't remember. You didn't remember when you could remember. She hates her father.
Typical.
I'm naked in Playboy. Oh, well. Well. You know, my Reagan is sounding like Floyd the Barber from...
Yes, it is.
Ooh, Andy, where's Opie now that I need him? Did you see he writes his name on the back of his hand now? Ron.
Oh, stop. So he can remember?
Yeah.
Then he forgets where he wrote it.
I don't want to remember what I forgot.
One of his biographers says he's noticed him slipping over the last couple of years, fading slowly.
Sounds like Fred in a writing meeting. Fading slowly, slipping.
Look, they say when he was president, he couldn't remember.
No, they're trying to imply that nothing was going on there.
No, they're saying they saw the beginnings of Alzheimer. He couldn't remember. And let me say something.
Where did you see that?
I saw that in the paper yesterday.
I wish you would bring that in.
I will bring that in. It was in the New York Times, front page.
Because I'm looking at the paper here, the New York Times today, and they're saying experts discouraged any suggestion that he had suffered from Alzheimer's while in the White House.
That's why they're printing that today, to retract what they're printing yesterday.
Well, here is
Look
Bill
at what
Clinton.
they said. In 1981, Ronald Reagan took a bowel movement in an ashtray in the Oval Office, not knowing where to go. Now, do you tell me what that means? If that ain't Alzheimer's, I don't know what it is. Is this a toilet bowl? It was a bull winder.
They're saying that the president had an exam at least once a year, and doctors would have noticed any deterioration in his mental capacity.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe they wouldn't have told us, but
yeah. So here's President Clinton?
Here's President Clinton. I think you want number one.
Yes.
President Clinton on CNN's Larry King Live commenting on President Reagan's announcement of Alzheimer's.
So, President Clinton, what did you think of Alzheimer?
It was vintage Ronald Reagan. I think it will help to focus attention on Alzheimer's. I personally appreciated it because I lost both an uncle and an aunt to Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I think you forgot about the FCC yourself.
You might have a touch.
Yeah.
Also in the news is the...
You got another President Clinton. You don't want it?
No, I want it after I do this story.
Sorry, Robin. Please
I know, but I'm just...
forgive me for saying that. I must have had Alzheimer's. Go ahead.
George Foreman is now the heavyweight champion of the world. He is the oldest man to ever hold that title. He is 45 years old.
Who's George Foreman?
And he was wearing the same red velour trunks he wore in 1974 when he was knocked out in Zaire by Muhammad Ali.
P.U.
To lose the heavyweight championship of the world. That's 24 years ago that he was the world heavyweight champion. It took him 24 years to regain the title. He did it in the 10th round of a title bout against Michael Moore, a much younger man, by a knockout. And here's Ronald Reagan commenting. I mean, not Ronald Reagan. Now I've got Alzheimer's. Here's Bill Clinton commenting on George Foreman's win.
George Foreman, I like, because I identify with him. He's not as young as he used to be, not as fast as he used to be, not as thin as he used to be. He's still got a terrific punch. I'd like to think that there are a lot of us who could identify with that.
Fred says he can't.
Fred is still as young and as thin and as
punch.
fast.
There you go.
Did you hear about this? There was a shooting in the midst of a 3-card Monte game.
Yes.
Over the weekend in Times Square. A guy walked into a crowd of people around the 3-card Monte dealer and started screaming that they were being cheated. The shills for the dealer started to move on the guy, and he pulled out a .25 caliber pistol and started firing, hitting one of the spectators. They have been saying all along that these games are dangerous, and this only points out how much. And they are also trying to dissuade people from playing because this is not a game of chance. You're being robbed.
Yeah.
They say these guys work in very sophisticated teams. They're multiracial because they know how to work crowds, and a lot of the shills stand around in the crowd wearing suits and furs, so they don't look like
shills,
street people.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to work on Tuesdays. That's their day off.
Really?
They meet together in restaurants every day to split up the territory so there's not unnecessary competition.
Wow.
Very organized.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. And they say that if you try to, if you win a little bit of money, you'll never get out of that crowd with it.
You mean they'll mug you?
Yeah, because they've got pickpockets. There's all kinds of people associated with these games. So one way or another, they're getting your money.
Robin and I might go undercover and play 3-card Monte and see what happens.
Well, do you know they've assaulted a couple of police officers who have gone undercover?
Really?
To try to prove that they're actually robbing people? In Norwell, Massachusetts, they are looking for
Jackie Marlowe,
a little boy named Billy Best, who is 16 years old, who ran away from home because he was tired of the treatment for Hodgkin's disease.
I'm being treated for that. It's horrible.
It's very painful.
Yes.
And he was just tired of it.
Yes. What do you have to do?
Amazing. I don't know exactly. I guess he's on chemotherapy, but it's very difficult to withstand. These chemotherapy drugs are incredibly debilitating. They make you nauseous and sick. They're toxic to your body.
But they make you thin.
He said he felt like the medicine was killing him instead of helping him. So he grabbed his skateboard and stuffed some clothes into a hockey bag and got together about $300 and took a Greyhound bus to New York City, and from there to a destination that is unknown.
So no one knows where he is?
Not according to this, yeah.
He'll turn himself into me.
He called home on Friday night, but he didn't say where he was and where he was headed.
I'm at Jackie's house.
I think that's very sad that a little 16-year-old boy is out there wandering around with a terrible illness.
Jackie thinks it's funny.
I'm ignoring him today.
Right.
And, of course, we had the New York City Marathon run yesterday, and 2 people died
87
after crossing
people.
The finish line.
2 people died. 87 people urinated blood. 900 people had diarrhea for 3 days. And welcome to health. That is the stupidest thing.
A third man had a heart attack in Harlem, is in the hospital in critical condition.
Idiots who run, and these idiots who run all day, they spend all day. I'm not even talking about a guy who becomes a professional runner, whatever the hell that is. But there are people who devote their lives to this running, and they have to log 100 miles a week. And they get home from work and they run all night. They don't even see their family. And they run obsessively because they want to be thin. That's what this is all about, by the way. They get into it to get thin, and then they keep running, and they look emaciated like skeletons. And they're all vomits. They're horrible people because they're all irritable.
You know some
Yes. Oh, God. They're all obnoxious, and they think it's so great that they can run. Any idiot can run. But to run for 26 miles is so stupid. And they run and they run. They're so proud. They got special shoes and special beards and special everything.
Special beard?
Yeah, everyone's got a look.
Runner's beard?
You have to have a beard. You're so emaciated, you need a beard. And then you get done, and even when they get done with this marathon, there's diarrhea on the streets, and people running around with toilet paper hanging out of their butts, 14 pounds of vomit distributed evenly on our streets. And this they call exercise. And they get home and they pee blood. Oh, make me sick. That's some exercise. Who would ever do that?
Well, you know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for the reports about the people who shouldn't even be in the marathon who are still running today.
Oh, yeah. Then you'll see these people who are in wheelchairs supposedly running in the marathon, pushing themselves and blocking traffic. There will be people today who couldn't get to work because some guy in a wheelchair has to roll across the finish line 37 hours later.
He's still on the course.
That's not running. 2 dead. You know, OJ killed 2 people, and the marathon killed 2 people. Now, who are we going to lock up in jail? Unbelievable with the running and bike riding. You got guys who ride 37 miles a day, 57 miles. I met a guy the other day, 57 miles he rides a day. I said, when do you work?
A day.
A day. He's got to log in. They're obsessed. I said, I can see going for a nice half-hour bike ride. Okay, you want to go an hour, go crazy. 37 miles, 57 miles. Sickos. Sick people. No, nothing to do all day but ride a stupid bike. And they don't even look that good. I wouldn't even mind if you came out, you looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You end up looking like the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. Emaciated and diarrhea. What is that? A little exercise is nice. These guys, it becomes their whole life, their whole reason, the raison d'etre.
Your French is impeccable.
I hate French. They did a report on 60 Minutes last night about the French.
Oh, I knew you must have seen that.
Skunks.
It just riled you up again.
My radar went off. Of course I saw it. I was yelling at the TV last night in front of everyone. Those bastards. They don't like they don't like American food, words, anything.
Well, what we've been doing with our language is not good.
They liked American words when we freed them from the Nazis. That they liked. Those were the words they liked. They kissed our feet.
There is speculation in the paper today that Branford Marsalis isn't leaving The Tonight Show happily.
Oh.
In a new article that's coming out in BAM magazine.
That's some magazine, BAM. Never heard of it. I don't read that. I don't read BAM.
He characterized his work on The Tonight Show as not my idea of wonderful musical creativity.
See, what did I tell you? You know,
we play the music exactly the way they, the producers, they say here in italics, want, but we're laughing the whole time.
This guy Branford has such a bug up his butt. I got to tell you something. There is probably there's only 2 jobs in America for musicians where you could get on TV every night, have a forum for your music, play with world-class musicians, get paid for it, and plus have visiting musicians come and play with them. It is a Class A1 job. And this Branford, he don't like it because he's embarrassed, because he's a jazz musician.
Well, are you rethinking your opinion of him as the kind of guy you want living next door to you?
Yeah, I'm rethinking it. No, his basic nature, he loves the job on The Tonight Show. He is
why
worried.
Would he get in the paper
because
and say that as long as everybody toes the line in mediocrity, it's cool.
Because he is embarrassed in front of his black brothers to be on a show with a white guy like Jay Leno, and he's embarrassed in front of his brother, who's a serious jazz musician, to be on something commercial.
Well, this is another thing. He talks about the on-screen chemistry between he and Jay, and he says the on-screen chemistry between him and Leno will never be that of David Letterman and Paul Schaefer, because I'm not the kind of person that's going to kiss Jay's blank and say everything he does is right.
See, listen, Paul Schaefer doesn't kiss Dave's ass. He really doesn't. He goes on. He has a good time on his show. What's this with kissing ass? He's so afraid that black America is going to think he's kissing
maybe
ass.
You're wrong about this nature.
No. He's a nice guy. He's embarrassed. That's his problem. He's embarrassed to be a nice guy. And his black brothers don't like nice guys. You got to all come off like Malcolm X. Or else you're not
Malcolm
cool.
X is dead, and you didn't know him. Stop maligning his name.
I'm maligning anybody I want. Everyone's got to be a radical unless you're not cool. Cool. Everyone was worried about it, but Branford's worried about being cool. He doesn't look cool to black people. So we got to say stuff like this. You're not kissing Jay's ass. You're working. It's okay to work with a white guy. Oh, who cares? Let him quit. Oh, I'm going to try and save him.
I have to tell you this story. This is, the one story of the day I dedicate to Jackie.
Oh, you see Jackie? Isn't that nice?
I think that's very sweet of you, Robert.
Drunken driver runs over himself and dies.
There you go. That would be funny if Jackie did that.
Oh.
Is that right? Did he do that?
Yes, a 24-year-old Garfield man was killed in a freak accident after he apparently fell out of a rolling car and it pinned his neck under the front wheel.
I'll have you know, though, and if I may say something in Jackie's defense, and I mean this, Jackie is great at driving drunk and would never run himself over.
I have gotten medals for it.
All right. So don't even suggest it.
His name was being withheld at the time of this article, pending notification of his next of kin, but he was driving his 1981 Pontiac Grand Prix from a driveway. Shortly before 11 p.m. on Friday, according to the Bergen County prosecutor, vomit was found on the front seat of the car and on the street.
He was having a great time.
They suspect that he had been drinking heavily
on his way to the marathon
and apparently began vomiting in the car.
All right.
And placed his automatic transmission in what he thought was park, but it turned out to be reverse. As he opened the door of the vehicle, he fell out.
He fell out of the car? Onto the street?
He was trying, I guess, to vomit into the street.
Right, he didn't want to mess up the car.
And he opened the door and he fell out. And then he rolled under the front wheel, which pinned his neck.
Too bad he didn't make it to the highway. He could have wiped out a few families. Would have had a better story.
The car was found in the middle of the street with the motor running and still in gear.
It should happen to all drunk drivers. They should all run themselves over. I don't feel bad when I hear stories like that. I really don't. I know it sounds sick, but I don't.
Well, I must say in Jackie's behalf that he always gets a driver. He knows when he's going to go out and tie one on.
Well, let's just say since I've been making a little bit of money, I get a driver. For many a time.
All right.
And he always takes care of his fellow man.
Yeah, I would have Nancy drive, but she gets pretty loaded, too.
Yeah, we both like to get loaded. Who wants to be the designated driver?
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's what happened.
Thank you, Robin. And let me give a couple of plugs here to a few people tonight on E. See Scott Baio behind the scenes. That was great, where he had to call us. He literally had to go in another room and phone call us to get on the show.
Oh, you mean the E show of
Yeah,
Scott
that's tonight.
Baio.
That's
Okay.
tonight. Jackie, New Rave, Joke Page, Martling, good luck to you with your new wild comedy CD and cassette. Only $10 plus free shipping and handling. You'll need all the luck you can get. Holiday special, buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING. This item is selling like hotcakes for Christmas. And this Saturday night is November 12th. One big show at world-famous Club Benet in Sayreville, New Jersey. For dirty jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE. Remember, 516-922-WINE is not a pay service. Don't miss Boy Gary and the Gary Annette this Saturday from noon to 2. This is his first appearance since being kidnapped at Top Supply and City in Long Island City. And if you're planning a wedding or Christmas party and you need that mobile DJ, now's the best time in the world to call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment at 718-BAG-5040. Just leave a simple message right on the machine, one that is clean and articulate, and he will get back to you. Right, Scott?
Absolutely. Music the way you like it, if my wife lets me.
Exactly. All right. And we'll see you tomorrow.